Any second now, any moment now.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, maybe we'll
Let's
be
say
there.
hey to some people.
Nerd
We
101.
got Nerd 101. Hey, Nerd 101. How are you? Sarah My Flock. Sarah My
Yes.
Flock has a YouTube channel. It's called My Flock is Everywhere. So if you go to that, you'll see her channel. She puts up a lot of shorts, and then she collaborates a lot with Chance, excuse me, from Nostalgic Pod Blasting. Mr.
Mr.
is here.
Mr.
The
something.
time nears.
Mr. Fishhook.
And Josh is always free.
Yes.
K Munin is always here. So hey K Munin. We got Gilgamesh in the room. Hey Gilgamesh, how you doing? Everything's going well with us. Hope y'all had a very uneventful week. And if it was eventful, I hope that the events were good events, that it was joyous events.
Yes.
Um,
Like carnival eventful, not like carjacking eventful.
oh, hold on. Let's see what he says. David and Lady Popcorn make their grand
Yeah.
arrival.
And I
Yeah,
walk
we're
in like
here.
this. I'm the king. I'm the
Yeah.
king. I'm the king. Who knows where that's from? To see if anybody catches
Every,
that.
I think the people on this channel would know what that's
Oh yeah,
from.
you think so?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say you're the
I'm the
only
king.
person on earth this time
Somebody knows.
because
Chance would know.
Chance would know. I think K Munin would know.
Maybe.
Gilgamesh might know. But
Okay. We'll see if anybody
we'll see
catches
if
that.
anybody
I'm
catches it.
waiting for it.
But yeah, we hope that your week was very uneventful, that it was just a slow, easy week. Boring isn't always bad,
No.
you know. Yeah, actually, we do
Well, do
have
you
some pickups, but we're gonna
okay.
wait a few
Yeah,
minutes,
yeah,
let
yeah.
some people come in. But yeah, we do have some pickups. We
I did that Exo stuff too.
oh huh?
That came this week, didn't it?
What?
The Exo Squad stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you got a couple of pieces.
Yeah, and we got a couple of pieces, so we're gonna
Yeah.
wait because we do have it set in here to show. I picked up a shadow figure from
Uh
Sonic the Hedgehog. Picked up some Yu-Gi-Oh
Yu-Gi-Oh
cards
cards.
too. Okay, so you do the cards,
Yes.
like the little Pokemon cards. Yeah, chance. But yeah, so this week has been going pretty well. Pretty boring, pretty uneventful, and that's how we like it.
Yeah,
Like
sometimes.
good events. But nothing going on is also good. So
Yes, also going on. And you know what's really interesting, and there's something I wanted to run over really quick too,
mhm.
because you know how I get on my trip about certain companies.
Oh
All right. Yeah, yeah,
boy.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dave's
And
gonna rant.
Mondo is one of the ones because oh, Mr. Says went garage sailing today. So did we.
Yeah, we did, and that's what we're gonna show. Some of the pickups from the garage
Yep.
sale that we went to. Just happened by a place, and we stopped, and it was kind of surprising.
And Blue
How's it going,
Splash.
David?
But because you know what happened with me. There's three figures in a row that were defective from the Masters of the Universe line from Mondo 1/6 scale.
Mm-hmm.
And when the 40th anniversary He-Man snapped in half out of the package on our unboxing, that was it. And I was like, no more. And I don't know, maybe the person who put this post up is even here tonight. We have the Facebook group Open by
Yeah.
Chance. You know, if you're not a member, you can check it out if you're on Facebook. But Open by Chance on Facebook, and one of the members who knows about that because they saw that video where the figure broke while we were filming, and I was like, God, look at this. And that happened to most of the 40th anniversary He-Mans. It was a huge fiasco, and it was their third big defective figure in a row because it happened with both Hordaks. Actually, you could say four. Both versions of Hordak, and then the She-Ra had problems, and then 40th anniversary He-Man did. So this guy is into the vintage X-Men that they're doing, the animated series X-Men, and he got his figure, the Rogue, and he posted it on the Facebook because he was, look at this, just got it, took it out of the package, arm snapped in half, broke right through the elbow joint. cannot be fixed.
Mm.
And I was like, oh wow. So
Glue is not gonna fix
no,
it.
glue's not gonna be. You're gonna glue. I'm not gonna. I'll be damned if I'm gonna glue a figure that cost over $200
Yeah,
that's new out of the package.
yeah, you're
But
right about that.
that's a quality control problem. So the quality control issues is not limited to just the Masters line, which they're making way too much of at this point. Who can afford it? Do I look like freaking Jeff Bezos over here? I mean, it seems like they got a 6 scale Masters or something. Like they just did a second of the 15-inch version Scare Glow that we showed on the
Mm-hmm.
last roundup, and I'm like, you just released the other one. You're already repainting it. Give us a break. I mean, how do you keep up with that? It looks great, but
Yeah.
at the price, when I'm going to play paying close to $300 with tax and shipping, I'm scared to buy them. I'm scared to buy them, and that's why I've walked away from a lot of that. And I was like, no more GI Joe classifieds, no more Mondo Masters, and I liked that line. They were getting
Mm-hmm.
good reviews from me up until that first Hordak, and
Yeah.
the thing with them is the gauntlets aren't cut right, so the hands fall out.
Mm-hmm.
They don't stay in, and I heard a lot of people with that complaint. No more hot toys.
Mm-mm.
None of that stuff. I'm done. I'm just freaking done.
Gilgamesh got a new door in his chicken coop. I want a
Oh,
chicken coop,
yeah,
period, with some chickens in it.
yeah.
I'm trying to
Well,
convince
William's got a
people
new
that I need.
job.
Yeah, 2 minutes from his house, and he picked up the Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2 soundtrack. I think I have the first one.
Yeah, soundtrack.
Yeah, I do have the first one. I got, I don't know, in a lot or
They're
something.
talking about that they're going to make a part 4 with Eddie Murphy, and I'm like, don't
Yeah,
do that
yeah, I
because
saw something. They're gonna bring the two police officers. I know at least one of them. They're gonna
yeah,
bring back Eddie Murphy. And I'm like the only one that I thought was really good was the first one.
first one. And
Um,
part 2 and 3, it just kept getting worse.
yeah.
It's not something that worked as sequels. Worked as a standalone
Oh,
film.
don't worry about it, Mister. Um,
You're fine, Mister.
yeah, the first one was pretty funny. I've watched it several times. Now I haven't watched it in years, so I don't know if it still holds up now.
Yeah, because it
But
is a little dated. He's been in other films that are
mhm,
really good don't feel dated, like Coming to America. It
yeah,
doesn't feel like an '80s film. Or if you catch my drift, you don't feel like you're going back in time and watching an '80s film. Quotes like if you watch Knight Rider on TV, you're like, ha, '80s show. But or what was the other one? What was it?
distinguished gentleman.
Distinguished Gentleman is actually an underrated film.
Hmm.
That nobody thinks of Distinguished Gentleman when they think of Eddie Murphy, and they should. They should check that out.
Um,
The one that I was thinking of was Trading Places.
oh, that's the one I was thinking of. I don't know
Yeah,
why I said distinguished gentleman. I was thinking about trading places,
yeah.
so that's who I saw in my head. But David got way too many figures this week, and my Flox is watching us on TV because she got YouTube on her smart TV,
Uh-huh.
so she can see us on the big screen. $200 breathtaking, breaking,
Braking without
yeah.
posing or moving. Yeah, if you saw that video, and it was damn near 300 with tax and shipping. The 40th anniversary He-Man, and he smelled oily, and he didn't look like he had
Hey,
good.
Robert.
He didn't look like he had good paint. They just slopped it together, which I was afraid something like that was going to happen when Funko bought that company, and that's where we're at.
I like Mondo because I have two figures. I know for sure the Batman
Joker.
and the Joker, and I honestly wanted to get the animated series, the Man Bat and the Man Bat and the Bane. I wanted to get all of those, but they all came out at the exact same time.
Yeah,
And I also have the Man Thing and the Creature from the Black Lagoon. For me, I don't mess with stuff. I
yeah.
don't try to pose and move and touch. So mine don't break because
But
I don't do that. Yeah, but
yeah,
David does review them for me. He does. He reviews everything. And I was there when that He-Man broke, and I was like, What is that?
And it's in such a way that it cannot be repaired.
Yeah.
And their offer was, we'll send you a new torso or we'll give you a refund. I was like, just give me my money back. Action
Hot
figure
Toys is
says overrated.
overrated.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
it
I have
is.
like one Hot
She has
Toys.
the original Predator
Yeah, that's
from Hot
all I
Toys.
have from Hot Toys. I like the way they look. Um,
Oh,
but there's
Blue
a,
Splash says that was him.
oh, that
The
was
Rogue
him.
with the snapped arm. He contacted Mondo. They'll
Mm,
send a copy.
by
Okay.
the end of the month.
Phew.
David. Ooh,
Yeah.
I can't. I don't even know what.
C
I
and
ain't got
Reed
no
says they
words.
already made part 4. It'll be coming out. Oh, if it's anything like the part 2
Hey,
of
Val, MV.
M. Valeron.
Quality control thing of the pass across all. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like they don't care anymore. And we talk about this. I know we hammer it on, but it is just there. They don't care anymore. They don't have quality control. Um,
No, they don't
they
care.
know they're making it for a age group, our age group,
Yeah.
and they would think that, okay, these are some older people, they're putting out a lot of money, let's get them some good quality figures that they would like, because
No,
we
we'll
want to
just get
keep
them a
the,
big price tag.
yeah, with some garbage. Beverly Hills Cop 2 is the highest growth. Really?
1987, really.
Was it?
I,
Oh, thank
I
you,
didn't.
my flock. Yeah, please
I
hit the
didn't
thumbs
care.
up.
I didn't care for it.
I don't remember it. I know I've seen it. I don't remember it. I remember part 1, but I know I've seen part 1 several times. Um, part 2 I may have seen twice, but I don't remember it all at all. I don't remember. Speaking of soundtracks, I saw the vinyl record to the Bleach anime at Walmart this morning. I had to laugh. I highly doubt modern anime fans are into vinyl.
Yeah, well, it's a niche thing,
Oh,
Robert
yeah.
Axel Foley.
Yeah, he
But
loves to see it.
but
Hey,
yeah,
Patrick.
if it's anything like what they did with the Coming to America Part 2, that movie is pretty bad.
No,
It was pretty bad.
I don't think it was okay. It wasn't great. It's not in it's not as good as the first one, but it wasn't horrible. Now I've seen other films, other not remakes but sequels that were just awful. Did it need to be made?
No, it
No.
didn't.
The one thing that really got me about the film is when the dad told him that you have a son. They never even did a DNA test. We in 2023, we in the 2000 DNA test. They never even did one. Never even talked about. Just took his word for it. Went
Yeah.
there, found the
Picked
woman.
him up. He's like, "Oh, cool, let's go."
Yeah, it's like, don't you want to verify that?
Yeah, I
Don't you
know.
want to get a blood test to see if this is your kid? That's the one thing about the film I couldn't get
Oh
around.
no,
I couldn't get past that. I mean, but all in all, it wasn't bad. I think Wesley
it was
Snipes
bad.
did a good job. I liked his portrayal in the film. I like that they brought all the old characters back, even the people from the club
Yeah,
when they were in
well,
the nightclub and all of those extra people.
that's all cute and
It
everything, but it was badly
was.
written. That was fan service to just so that people like you would sit there and say, it wasn't so bad, but it was bad. If I never see that film
Oh
again, I will not
no.
care.
David said he got Gambit
Yeah,
from Mondo the next day after Rogue snap. He was so stiff.
he
He
had to
had to
get the
pull out the
blow
blow
dryer. There
dryer
it is.
to soften the joints, afraid of breaking him as well. Oh no. I hate
Yeah.
I hate to hear that you even got to get out some hot water and a blow dryer. Hey Lee, how you doing? Um, yeah, I hate that you even have to do that. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to the Toonie Terrors. I seen that. I saw
Neckus
those
William
today.
says.
Yeah, I saw those today. They look cool.
And Eric said that the He-Man from Mondo has paint issues when articulating. I
Mm,
didn't have much trouble with mine, but I've heard people complain about it rubbing. Yes,
like NECA, as long as you know what to expect, you should be.
not for that price, not anymore.
Not for no
No,
200, almost $300. a little while back, you had
Oh
picked up
yeah,
Huckleberry Hound. Any plans
it's sitting
on
back here.
team
Yeah, I just again, targets of opportunity
couching and
and slouching.
slouching
Oh, couching
with
and slouching.
C Bizzle? Couching and slouching with C Bizzle, my rizzle.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Yeah, cause that's what Snoop Dogg used to say. All of Bizzle, my rizzle, my nizzle,
Yeah.
and all of that.
He's talking about this,
Oh, okay.
and that's a bank from Knickerbocker. This one's unused because you see nobody bothered to cut the bottom out. Usually they got to slice these up to get anything out of them.
Mm,
So this one's unused, made by Knickerbocker in the 70s. And they did like this in Yogi and a couple of others in different color schemes. And
Yeah, it came in all kind of
there's an
colors.
earlier, it was printed twice. The earlier ones, the clothing is also painted, and
Mm.
they got cheap with the second round. But yeah, I don't have any more of these, but if I came across any and it was a reasonable price, I'd grab them if they were in real decent shape. Like I said, this one is like practically brand new looking, but that's what it is. Knickerbocker, a forgotten toy company.
Beverly Hills Cop 3 was a ride at Disneyland. I seen that Disneyland
Everything's
is,
a ride at Disneyland.
but I seen that they're closing a lot of their rides. I've been seeing articles all week. They got like different themed rides
Uh-huh.
or whatever, and they're closing a lot of them. I don't know what's up, but especially a lot of the Marvel stuff they're closing down. Mondo and Mezco, way overpriced, but some stuff okay as long as you know what to expect.
Yeah, if you're willing to pay for it.
Yeah, but you know what to expect. Garbage, but does that mean you want to pay for that? Actually, a 4 actually looks good. Coming to America 2 was
Had one good
on.
thing, Wesley
Wesley
Snipes.
Snipes did do a really good
And
job.
that girl still kicked his butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was funny. I thought he did a great job. He was I agree. He was like almost the best part of the film. He was.
Yeah.
I saw that too, Gilgamesh, that Sergeant Rock. That looks really
Oh,
good.
yeah,
I
yeah.
wish it was a 1/6 scale because I like Sergeant Rock.
Oh, that's right. How
Um,
are you going to do a soldier without guns? DC won't let you put guns with the figures.
yeah. Well, you know they're gonna sell a weapons pack.
Well, I think it was, who was it? The Hasbro Hall of Fame series in
Mm-hmm.
the 90s. It was in the late 90s.
Uh-huh.
Did Sergeant Rock in 12-inch.
Who did it?
Hasbro, the Hasbro GI Joe Hall of Fame series.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Mm.
they shouldn't cost much.
Spider-Man looks good. Oh yeah, the Fantastic Four. Is too overpriced, but he got them anyway.
It,
Hey, yeah, I don't know why
Crypto
you got to do
Classic.
all
You
that.
don't have to do any of that.
I love Hot Toys and 1/6 sale figure, but I'm good. Yeah, I haven't seen anything new that came out as far as Hot Toys is
Yeah.
concerned that I would like. Any high-end toy company should be ashamed if their figures break out of the box. I mentioned the Sonic figures made by
Yeah.
Jax. They were sturdy for $10. We saw those today, and then
Walmart.
also their Nintendo line.
Yeah, they get the Legend of Zelda figures are up.
Mm-hmm. Forgotten about Knickerbocker.
Yeah,
Great
Mister
product.
remembers Knickerbocker.
Yeah, we have a bunch of Knickerbocker stuff. Hey,
Yeah, I do.
Reston.
Reston's Last Stand.
Once I catch up, we'll show you what we got today from the
Oh, the
yard sale.
Oh, and Thor's there.
Hey, Thor.
Honest opinion of the Mythic Legion's fan of the line rave over the sculpts and paint, but are silent on the improving articulation. I've never handled one,
Okay.
and I can tell you that too. I mean, you look at them, and we've seen them at the shows because they come out to like Toylanta and stuff, and they set up a table.
Yeah.
The stuff looks really good.
Yeah.
It's well painted.
Yeah.
It's got great sculpts. It's nice packaging, but I've never held one.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that articulation looks or if it sucks or what. So that's a great question though.
Sergeant Rock should have been a movie. Yeah, 40 years ago,
Remco
not
made
now.
Action figures in the 80s too, but those are like stupid expensive.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
we got this today. This is very modern.
Yard sale.
Yeah, from the yard sale. Very modern. But it's the Simpsons, and I like lunch trays, and
It's
it was
not that
really
modern.
cheap. in
It is a TV tray, so it's got the little feet,
mhm.
you know, and it's like it doesn't look like it's ever been used. There isn't a
This
mark on
lady
it.
at this yard sale had so much stuff. She didn't look like she touched anything. And I told her, and me and this other lady was there, and she had like shoes and everything. She looked like she never even
Brand
wore
new.
them.
This is mine,
GameCube.
obviously. I'll take
Yeah,
a
because I don't do nothing.
a GameCube cheap if I can find one.
We found this.
Oh yeah,
The
that's cool.
Sesame Street little play set.
Little snack set, it
Yeah.
says, with the little plastic cup, and the cup's got a little lid with a smiley face on it. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
With a spoon, and it's pre-Elmo. Pre-Elmo. I cannot emphasize that enough. How important it is that it's pre-freaking Elmo. Seriously, that's vital.
And then this is a Sesame Street cup, and you see everybody is in line,
Yeah,
waiting to get some milk. And then everybody over here already got their milk.
These are porcelain, and this is an actual Gorham set from 1976. It looks. What are you doing?
Trying to put it in the camera so people can see.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's ever been used.
And it come with the plates.
They used to sell this stuff. It would be a cup, a bowl, and a plate.
Yeah.
The plates in the
wrapper.
There, yeah.
Yeah.
But these are like perfectly unused.
Yeah, and it's like, lady, you bought all this stuff and you ain't used none of it.
That's just really cool.
Let me move that out the way.
And then it's got the alphabet printed all the way around the outside there.
It's cool.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Yeah, but
I'll open the plate up. It's got a different lithograph.
I'll read to y'all while he do that. I noticed once Masters of the Universe Origins went on clearance at my Walmart. They stopped carrying them. At my Walmart, at our Walmart, they don't have Masters of the Universe, the McFarlanes, no McFarlanes at all, to include the superpowers. They don't have any of that stuff. And they backing off on the wrestlers. Now they got a ton of they got a ton of Ninja Turtles. Hey Brian, how you doing? But yeah, they changing all that. GameCube, so cool. I still got mine in my closet. Only 4 games though.
See, these are just too cool to pass up.
Yeah.
And the Gorham stuff, actually, it's kind of expensive if you can find it in great shape.
Hey, Black Knight.
Oh, he saw Bad Boys 4, huh?
How was that? I heard on the radio that it was really good, but it's the radio.
Yeah.
So, Black Knight also has a channel. Go check him out.
Yes, he does. But those were great. And then I'll show you the Simpsons tray again. All right, there.
Wow. Yep.
Because that's again, it's newer, but you know, they cranked merchandise out for the Simpsons all the way up through the 90s. It was a cultural phenomenon in the early to mid 90s, and then it kind of faded away. So it's still vintage, but it's not as old as Lobo is there. It's not as old as the traditional.
How much are the Game Boy Advance players for the GameCube? I don't even know what that means. I don't play video games. Cool fact.
I'm not sure, actually.
Oh, the first release of Resident Evil 4 was on GameCube. Hey, display name.
And I already have one, and it's the same color anyway. But no, I don't have any bits for this one, though. I don't have any of the pieces.
Where's the plug and all of that?
I just said that. I don't have the plug. I've got it for my set, but I don't have it for that
one.
Okay.
So
I'll just have to test it. And, of course, there's this again.
Because they had the whole set. That's great. Yep.
That's just cool.
Yeah, we saw that and just had to pick it up.
Still on the card and made in the USA.
TBL League figures.
TV League.
TB League. They are incredible. Plenty of accessories and very detailed bases. They have elevated my collection for sure.
Okay.
Hot Toys can't touch them, really.
I haven't.
I don't think I don't
have
think
any
I know
TV
what
League
TBL League is.
TV League.
Oh, C. Reed here had that mug as a kid.
This one.
Mm-hmm.
Because this kind of stuff, either from Gorham or from Decca. If it was from Gorham, it was going to be porcelain, and if it was from Decca, it was going to be plastic.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be plastic.
Speaking of Masters of the Universe, I mentioned wanting to get into the line almost a year ago, but they are always in terrible shape. Yeah, if you get it, it's some Walmarts, because the ones around here at the Walmart we have, they're usually in good shape. And but if you wait until they go on clearance, that's usually when they get all raggy and stuff. Or you can buy them online at Big Bad Toy Store or Entertainment Earth, and you usually get them in good shape. I picked up facsimiles of Mad #1 and Military Comics #1 this week. That's cool, because I know the original of that had, hey, the artist formerly known as Jesse.
Say what?
Okay, David's going to show something, and then we'll
see,
get back to your
see
comments.
if these will jog some of your memories. See.
Yeah, that's plastic.
Yeah, this one is plastic. Who remembers these? The Mickey Fun Mug or other fun mugs made by Eagle in the 70s with the built-in straw, and the hat comes off so that you can fill it up. It's basically a sippy cup.
Yeah.
Who remembers these? Or from Decca. And these are tough to find like this because these are still sealed.
Yeah.
And it has a straw also.
But it's inside.
It's inside. You can't see it. But there's the straw in there. And they did stuff like this. You see it's a puppy with a hat. And the hat comes off and you can fill up your drink and, drink your strawberry quick. And Decca was infamous for doing stuff like this. Here's your Santa mug. With these, what looks like a witch hat. It's Decca. It's got a straw in there too. It's in there. If I can, yeah, actually, you can see it. There it is. There's the straw, guys.
Oh no. Jesse says little brother used to steal gift cards from church to buy that GameCube.
Oh no. Oh yeah. This one, I know what he's talking about. I totally missed that. Yeah, it's got the Game Boy attachment on the bottom.
Oh, okay.
So you can play Game Boy games through this.
Oh, okay.
It's a connected piece.
Nice Sesame Street pickups. Crazy how they used to make great quality collectibles when we were young, and now they are cheap products at high prices.
But Decca used to do stuff like this, or they would make like a cup, bowl, and plate set. They would do that a lot. And like that Raggedy Ann and Andy one that you have.
Mm-hmm.
But see if that jogs any memories.
I'm giving some serious thought to purchasing the snail shell figures. You know what that is?
Yeah, we showed those last week. You remember the Warrior Nun?
Oh, yeah, them naked girls. Oh, K. Munin, come on. And Lucia are very interesting. I'm just joking with you. Sarah said she had a Hello Kitty one in the 80s. Those cups.
Yeah.
She had the Hello Kitty. I thought about getting back into Dragon Ball Z figure arts. I used to have them. They are pricey, but I love the posability. And David said that. And Gilgamesh thinks they look like that slushy puppy. You remember when you went to 7-Eleven and got the slushy and it had that dog on there?
Yeah, slush puppy.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, he says. I remember them. I love them. I got the SH Figure Arts Devil Man figure this week.
Oh, God.
A big splurge, but a favorite character, display name.
Devil Man with the bat wings on his head.
Oh, yeah. Never seen a real nun dressed like that. Yeah, I'm with you too, old geeks.
It would cost you a lot if you did. Now, here's another throwback. You have to be a little bit older to get these. You see Flintstone and Dino here.
Yeah.
And these are these are the children's, the 1-a-day vitamins, what the Flintstones vitamins chewables,
Mm-hmm.
mail away cups from the late 60s.
They had mail away for Flintstone vitamins.
Yeah. Because it was for kids. Everything had mail aways back then. You know, they don't really do that
I
anymore.
remember that. And
But
then on the cereal boxes, you had to cut out the things and cut
yeah,
out that card and mail it with $2
it's
for
a little
shipping and
little
handling.
Dino there, and it says Yabba Dabba Doo Flintstones on the back of his head there.
Mm-hmm.
Hanna-Barbera vitamins are good to chew, is what it says.
They
Vitamins,
still make Flintstone vitamins.
yes, they do, but the kids don't know what the hell Flintstones is. And the second series, which came out in the early 70s, was Pebbles and Bam Bam. Little Pebbles and Bam Bam mugs, also from the Flintstones vitamins. And it was what F&F Mold and Dye Works or something made these. It's some weird company that did it for 1-a-day plus, because 1-a-day plus vitamins owned the Flintstones chewables.
Mm-hmm.
And they were initially advertised on the Flintstones because the Flintstones was an adult show that played on primetime television. It was not for kids. And so they would advertise on the show, not Flintstones vitamins, but 1-a-day vitamins and Winston cigarettes.
Yeah.
And they took all of the advertising promo out of the show when they put it in syndication, and you would watch it like on your UHF station at 11 o'clock in the morning or whatever. Oh, Johnny Future's there.
He's going to work. He's going to catch us on a replay. Okay, Johnny.
Okay.
Did you see the Richard Scarry figures from Super 7? Are you getting those? I meant to send you a message and ask you if you were going to get those, if you saw it and was going to get them.
And if anyone's interested in that kind of stuff,
oh, do you have any Star Wars mugs? You
it's
got
not.
something.
Yes, I do. Hold on. It's not too terribly expensive. These don't cost a lot. These do not cost a lot. My Darth Vader toothbrush.
It's Star Wars.
Yeah, it is. You got to put something behind it, or else it's not going to get in focus.
It ain't in focus now.
You're doing too much.
Mm.
It's a Darth Vader toothbrush. This was given to me by my dentist. I never used it. That was a Kellogg's Mail Away Cereal Premium, and this is my original childhood cup. That one. I had that when I was a kid, and I used to use it all the time, as you could see, because it's pretty scratched up. Here, you're going to put that back in there.
Oh, you can use this to
I did brush,
clean the bathroom.
No, I did brush my teeth, but I just didn't use that one because it was Darth Vader.
Oh, okay. Oh, my flock said that was very cool. Beverly Hillbillies was that way. Granny and Jed would smoke at the end of the show to do an ad for a cigarette company. On the Twilight Zone, what's his name would do Rod Serling.
Rod Serling, when he would do his after he would close out, he would say, by the way, and then he'd take out like a pack of Chesterfields or something,
some kind of
some
cigarette.
disgusting unfiltered cigarette that probably tasted like a mouthful of dirt. And he would light it up and smoke it as an ad at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he
true.
did that often.
Yeah,
on there, but he was a heavy smoker, and they said that contributed to his health and him dying so young. And I often wonder, because he died like I think 50 years old.
Yeah, 50 something.
He was pretty young. How how the movie and TV industry would have went if he didn't die so young, because he had already did Twilight Zone was over and Night Gallery, and then he was over. So what else was he working on, or what other ideas did he have? Because those shows are just great. And I thought, okay, he writes like this because he's sitting down and thinking. And then I saw an interview and him talking, and I'm like, oh my God, he talks like that too. He don't just write like that.
The way he is in his intro when he walks in, picture this, and goes on. That's how he really talked in real life anyway. And he had a show before Twilight Zone. It was God, it was like Studio 16 or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's
And it
only a
had
couple of episodes.
yeah, very little of that survived.
Yeah, I've seen a few episodes, and then he also had a like a Christmas special. It was a take on what movie was that? Not, I think it was the Charles Dickens one.
Everybody does
I
that.
know, but he did a version of it, and it was actually pretty good. You almost couldn't recognize it unless you really paid attention.
He had a real dark version of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but it was actually pretty good. But I was just surprised listening to him talk, um, just in an interview, and I'm like, man, that dude talked like that for real. It was just like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
Saw a ride on Flintstones cars at the flea market
Right on
today.
Flintstone car.
Hmm.
Yeah, the one of the ones you put the money in at the
Yeah,
supermarket. See, I would have wanted to take that home if it was cheap.
it was like a penny horse at some store like Kmart used to have.
Was it some insane price? Because that would be
Probably.
great to have, don't you think? That'd be cool.
Yeah, I remember you said you never saw at the grocery stores in the front. They used to have the the rides at the grocery store. You said you never saw that.
Not rides. I mean, I'd see that you'd see something like that at Kmart or something, but not Bradley's was where we were was Bradley's,
Hmm.
but not at the supermarket. The supermarket did have like a huge selection of those gumball machines
Yeah,
and
but
prize things. So like
on the outside
50
they
of them.
had the horse,
Yeah,
and you could put your money in and you ride on the horse, and then after a while it became a car, and then they had a horse and the car,
yeah,
and you would put your money in, and it's about it probably wasn't even a minute, and you would just get on there and just ride.
yeah. I don't remember that at the local supermarket. I had our local supermarket was the Purity Supreme. Purity
Mm-hmm.
Supreme. People probably don't know what that is anymore. They're
Mm-mm.
long gone. They are long gone. And Flanagan's long gone.
Oh,
Lee had the C3PO toothbrush from that series.
greetings from Springfield, Massachusetts. Hey, Dr.
Hey,
Cohen, how are you? David has a question
oh,
about Joe Fest. If you're not a big fan of Joe's, would you still? Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
It basically um it's if you saw our
Hey,
Toylanta
Mick.
video, or if you go back and you look at our previous tours of the Joe Fest, they prefer that you have some Joe merchandise because it's GI Joe themed from
Hmm.
any Joe era,
Yeah.
right? From the '60s all the way through to the Era era, they prefer that, but they more important to them is that you have vintage merchandise.
Yeah.
And
They're big on that.
there were people there like the one person last year. All they had was like strawberry shortcake stuff. Remember, they
Yeah.
had tons of it. If it's vintage, yeah, but certainly it would be worth it. You know, you're not just gonna find GI Joe.
Thanks,
Oh, you have the best YouTube channel next to Froggy Flips.
Froggy Flop.
Nick says,
I
Froggy
mean,
Flops,
no, it's
Froggy Flops.
Froggy Flips. I
Well,
think he fat fingered
we
it.
appreciate
Hey,
that.
Stone Sour, how
And
are
Stone
you?
Sour joined us. No, we appreciate that. We try. We're just trying to share with the community and have a good time and share the hobby, love of the hobby, really.
Oh wow, some of the SDCC are
That doesn't
under
surprise
$4.
me.
My store has several, and they still
Oh,
sell. Robert said the last thing he did. I think he's talking about
whoa.
um Rod Serling, Planet of the Apes. He had anything to do with Planet of the Apes?
I'm not sure
I don't
about
know.
that.
I
You're not
don't know.
thinking of Ronnie McDowell, are you?
I don't know.
I don't remember if he did anything with Planet of the Apes, to be honest.
Yeah, Froggy Flips.
It's okay, Mick. We figured it out.
Hey,
And
Graphic Man.
Graphic Man.
Oh, you're gonna get the
What am I
Exo
gonna get?
Squad?
Oh, I could. Yeah, she got some stuff in the mail.
Yeah,
If I can remember which one it is, it's the one with the windows, right?
yeah, the two with the windows. I got a bang up deal
Oh God.
on Macari, and it was kind of heartbreaking because the seller actually reached out to me and was like, "Hey, I see that you collect Exo Squad. Um, I'll give you a good deal on the one that I have." So I looked and I'm like, "Okay." It was for a price, and I'm like, "Okay, he'll give me a deal." I looked to see if he had anything else. He had another one, and I was like, "Okay, would you do these two for this price? And he said, yeah. And I'm like, okay, that's really good. And so we worked it out. He combined it and everything, and I went to play. And I got it on Macari, and with all of the fees, it ended up being back to what it was if I didn't get the deal. But I mean, if I didn't get the deal, of course I would have paid more, because I still would have had to pay the tax, the shipping, and the processing fee and the service fee. I'm like, what is
Yeah.
all this
But the
processing
thing
fee and
also
service
with that
fees?
is I've noticed that since they took away the seller fees and the sellers are able to come way down on the prices, I've actually sold more on Macari than I ever have. So it's made a big difference.
Personalized pops are $50.
Really? That much, Gilgamesh?
Whoa!
Wow, because we've seen those advertised.
With
But
bow catcher for
and it don't really look at you. Bowcaster. Oh, he's talking about this one. You hold on. You mean this one? Careful, because Boba Fett's kind of in front of him there.
Yeah, I got it. I think.
You mean this one, the 1978 version with the recast body of the $6 million man Sasquatch or Bigfoot? Because they really just retooled his body and painted him different. But is this the one that you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, it's cool. He's cool. He's one of the least expensive of that line, but still, this is classic. And often these are missing. Oh, and Hank is here. These little things come out. These little magazines come out. So often these are missing. But this is I love the. I'm a fan of the Kenner Star Wars anyway, but I really, really love the deluxe figures.
Oh, thanks for that, William Randall. Because I like reading my comics. I'm reading Wildcats right now. I just finished reading a question. So I'm finished with that. Now I'm on Wildcats. So I'll try it out, because if somebody recommends something, I'll usually read it. So I'll try that one out.
I'll hand you that.
Okay, and I'm not putting that back.
Oh, you're not? Okay. Nope. I'll just stand him up over here.
Rod Serling did the first. Really? He did the first Planet of the Apes movie?
I wasn't sure of that.
Okay, so this is one of the Exo Squad figures I have.
Because the first series was a flap over the front, and you open it up like the NECA does now. And the second series, they started doing window boxes.
Yeah, and I got two.
Anything sealed Exo Squad is very difficult to come by. Anything sealed Exo Squad, is a nightmare to find. They can get expensive too. They're
not a nightmare to find,
but they can get expensive.
The price is ridiculous. Yeah. They are expensive. Yeah, but I got a bang up deal with this guy. But then the fees, the new Macari charges more to the buyer side. The sellers can drop the price on shipping, though, to help out. Yeah,
or lower the price or cut a deal. And that's all it is. It's like, when they said that you don't have to pay the fees anymore, it was 12.9% is what the fees added up to. It's exactly the same as what eBay charges. If you don't get anything extra, just the baseline is 12.9% is what it comes up to. So now I can just lower the price of everything 10%, and it started selling. And so what are you going to do?
Despite no longer collecting Star Wars figures, there's just something special about the vintage toys. So K Munin loved the vintage Star Wars, and David collects the big ones. He got some of the tiny ones. Exo Squad has been getting pricey. Yeah, they do. And if you can find it on eBay and Macari and send in offers, a lot of times they take it, because I found another one on eBay and I sent in a low ball offer. I thought the person would have either rejected or counter, and they accepted it. So you got to try.
And
Thank you.
Yeah, Stone Sour made a donation for the kitties.
Yes, always them cats.
Hey, we're taking care of 20 now. We're taking care of 20 now because we had a stray mama who gave birth to 5. and she's moved them all up to our porch now. I can't get near her still, but
No.
she doesn't mind us handling them, touching them,
Yeah.
whatever. Um, and they've been getting used to us. And she moved them one at a time. She brought one evening
Hmm.
and put him in the habitat. She kicked poor Hobo out because that was his bed. I had changed the towel in there that day because I put towels in there for them. And Hobo was not in there. And I'm like, what are you doing, Hobo? Little kitten, little tiny black and white cat, like this tall in there. And I was like, oh, I get it. And the next day she brought another one. And then the next thing you know, all five of them. I guess she wanted to feel it out and see if it would be safe. So yeah, we got 20 we're taking care of now.
Mick is a movie file,
Cinephile.
cinephile,
Mhm.
collector for 50 plus years. The death of movie streaming may die a horrible death. I don't know. I know Netflix is doing a really bad job in movies. I like the fact
Yeah.
that because we like looking at the older films, from the 40s up to early 2000s.
Just before, like late 90s. Late 90s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and on the streaming, you can find a lot that you never heard of before, and they're used. Some of them are good, some of them not so much. But I like that you can find them. But the newer stuff, I don't know. I don't know where movies and TV shows are going at all. Killer Tomatoes and Toxic are very pricey,
Yeah,
really.
they are.
Yeah, I
Attack of the
think.
Killer Tomatoes based on the Saturday morning cartoon show.
But didn't Riff Tracks do that? I always
Killer
wonder how.
Tomatoes? I don't think so. They
Exos,
don't.
they don't at
They
all.
don't. That's just something they threw together later on to try to revitalize the line.
Speaking of Star Wars, did you hear about all the bad?
I've
Seriously,
heard people
Disney.
are pretty disappointed. Oh, and by the way, the lead, it's the lead, the woman with the green head,
Mm,
is the wife of the producer. I wonder how she got the job.
nepotism.
Yeah, could be a
Is
blue
there
book
blue
for.
book? It is a book. You have one. It's not a
Uh,
blue book, but it's the price guide.
yeah, there's been price guides of all kinds. There's nothing definitive that covers everything, but I don't see how you could. I mean, you saw even just the book that Pixel Dan put out for the Masters is like that thick, and it doesn't even have the modern stuff in it.
Yeah, but he
So
talking about for pricing.
never trust any guide for pricing.
I think that's what he's talking about for pricing.
Yeah, never,
As
never. It changes too much.
Yeah.
It's even like people when they get the Overstreet guide for comic books, even
Hmm.
they never go by the prices that are in there because it's always wrong. It's either too much or not enough. And
Yeah.
so they use it just for reference.
If you're not talking about pricing, there is a website online, and I never save it. I always find it though.
Hmm.
But they got a lot on nearly every action figure line I ever looked for.
Yeah,
They have it on there with a picture in the year. So they'll have the whole line of the figures in the year it came out, who made it, and they'll have a picture so you can see, okay, these are like Wildcats. It has in series one, it has, I don't know, 8 figures. In series two, it has 12. And then they'll show you a picture of each one on the card so that you can get an idea if that's what you're talking about. But if you're talking about like a pricing guide, then that's
yeah,
something. Netflix is the only streaming service that has made any really. I thought they had lost a lot of subscribers. Do
yeah.
you
People get
ever
frustrated
do
with them.
figure reveals? And do they ever do figure reveals at? No, they
No,
don't.
not like that. Nothing like that.
They make a special figure for Joe Fest.
Yes, they have.
They make an
They do that.
exclusive.
They
Thank
do
you,
that.
KO, for giving $5 to the cat fund so
Absolutely.
we can go
No
buy some
kidding. No
cat
kidding.
food.
We appreciate that a lot. Really, we actually do.
Rod Serling and another rewrote changed Pierre's book novel as a strip, which eventually became the
Planet
P.O.
of the
Oh,
Apes.
Planet of the Apes film. Oh, okay, okay, okay. So that's what Robert was talking about. No, we love the cats. I always just make fun of David when people give to the cat fund because I'm like, why don't we take the money and do something else with it? But no, we appreciate everything y'all do because cat litter, cat food, and now we got 5 new cats that we got to deal with.
Yeah.
Mandalorian still worth watching, even though third season was
Here we go. Let me show you
oh
on
boy,
here.
David's gonna show you his little cats.
There she is in front of Hobo's habitat that he can't use anymore, with all 5 of them feeding.
And he does have a cat channel. If y'all don't know about it, what is it? Cat Sanctuary.
Stray Cat Sanctuary 1945. That's the one that YouTube gave me. I really have no control over it, but yeah, Stray Cat Sanctuary 1945.
Yeah, and he put up several shorts a day
Just keeping track
of the cats to keep people informed because people love knowing what's going on with those cats. So if you want to go over there and subscribe and watch the kittens and watch their progress, you can see it.
They're too much.
I don't care how much things change. I will always prefer to buy physical copies of shows and movies I like. Yeah. Now, what is that?
That's them in the habitat with their little blue eyes.
Yeah, they got blue eyes now.
Yeah, they'll probably change.
Then they'll turn lime green like the mama one.
Mama's eyes are green.
Yeah. And they big and they always staring at you. Dad.
She hungry. Old dad, she means. Dad's not the actual father because he's fixed.
There's still a sad red box rental at my Albertsons, but the old Blockbuster and Hollywood video stores made it fun to rent movies with the displays, popcorn, employees. I used to like the employee recommendation center because they had a wall and it said employee recommendations. And then that would change up like every week. I know at the one I went to anyway.
You know who really liked the recommendation center?
Somebody on Seinfeld. Who
Elaine Bennis.
Elaine did?
Elaine, yeah, she was the one.
I do kind of remember that.
And then she talked to the guy on the phone, and he had this super deep voice. And then she finally goes to his apartment because she found out he quit the job, and it turns out to be like this 16-year-old, 17 years old or something.
Kenner's $6 Million Man line was so classic.
Kenner's $6 Million Man line is awesome. I got a few right there. I've got a few boxed ones. I used to have the entire line.
Walmart,
William, yeah.
Walmart had the electric Robbie the Robot figure a few years ago that retailed for $20. A guy had one at the flea market for $70. I told him it was only worth $15, and he said that's
what it's selling for. Sure. Then how come you still have it?
Yeah.
How come it hasn't flown off the shelves?
Yeah.
Oh, you're way behind.
I know.
Robert says he knew he was involved with Planet of the Apes in some way.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I've talked about, David says they look healthy and good. We try, we do our best with them. And then we try to, we work with a local shelter called Halo House, and they help us to try to get them adopted if they're eligible and things like that.
Heroes in Action.
Mattel's Heroes in Action, totally unappreciated figures and play sets and vehicles. No, I don't have any of those.
I never heard of that.
I don't have any of those. Well, he goes on. William was elaborating.
Mm-hmm.
He checked the sold listings, and he was right. I don't know why it's going for high prices. Walmart had the figure for almost 2 years.
So it is going for $70?
I guess it's gone up. I guess it's gone up.
Wow, I didn't know it was going like that. Hey, Shelby.
Shelby Rockstar.
40-year anniversary of Ghostbusters.
Really? Oh my God.
Wow, not really seeing much for. No, usually everybody does a 40th anniversary something or another.
Yeah.
How do you determine if the price is a fair price for vintage toys? eBay or Mercari?
Toy shows. StockX. Well, the thing is, you can sometimes.
Hey,
Marvel fan.
Hey,
number one
Marvel
right.
fan.
And
Tommy
Fletcher. You can sometimes gauge from eBay's sold listings.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go so much by Mercari, because you don't always actually know what was paid for something.
Yeah.
And sometimes people just throw stuff up there and someone snaps it up.
Yeah.
But on the completed listings on eBay, you can pick, if possible, 3 or 4 or 5 that are in this similar condition and kind of gauge it. Unfortunately, though, there's a lot of things out there that never come up for sale.
Yeah.
And so
It's
it
hard to
could look
judge.
like, if it does turn up, it could look undervalued because people didn't know what they had and it undersold, or it's so rare that you can't gauge it, and then you've got to go to like certain Facebook communities and reach out and just say, hey, has anybody seen this? What do you
Yeah.
think? When's the last time you saw it? How much did it go for? Like, if you were to, I've mentioned it before, like you see the Pillsbury Doughboy stuff that I've got back here, all the 1970s Pillsbury Doughboy toys and vinyl figures there. There is a character called Uncle Raleigh, which is this little 2-inch finger puppet that comes with a car in a box. And you won't see it but once in a blue moon on eBay. Once every 2 or 3 years, one will pop up. I think there's a loose one for sale, just the figure, not even the car. There's one on eBay right now. But whenever I have seen it come up, I watch it because I'd like to have it to help to complete my set. But after it passes $1,000, $1,200 on bids, I'm just like, forget it. I can't do it. And it goes and goes and goes. If you were to run across something like that somewhere and you're like, what's this worth? Who's going to know unless they're a niche collector like that? And they say, oh, last time I saw that one, it went out for $2,800 on eBay.
But you still really can't go by that, because some people get excited and get happy. And then sometimes, because I know it's been stuff that went out on bids on eBay that I got, nobody else bid on. And I knew I should have paid more than I did.
I had that happen recently with this. With this piece. This is something I brought out because people, in case anybody was asking, because I do collect these as well, and that's the Child Guidance Cookie Monster. Well, the Child Guidance hand puppets, and they have several pictured on the back with these happy children. That
boy in the red don't look happy.
He's smiling. He's smiling. The other kids look happier, but he's being composed. But he's just upset because he has to hold up 2 puppets. Is what it is. The only one that has 1 puppet is the little girl there in the front with the big bird. I've got that big bird. But this is a series that was done by Child Guidance. It's available in 2 different types of packaging. This is the second type of packaging, which is the box. And they were made in the 70s. This is 1973 Child Guidance. And it just, the auction just wasn't worded right. And it went out way under what it should have. And I got lucky. I was fortunate, and I was able to get the Cookie Monster. And he's basically, it's not a sealed box. I can show it to you, but he's basically untouched. And yeah, anytime I can find a deal on one of these, here we go. There's nostalgia button time. It's Cookie Monster. See? It's Cookie Monster with his little blue felt hands that he didn't have on the show, but whatever. It just it doesn't get better than that, right? That's right. You want a cookie. But certain figures from this line, the Cookie Monster, it went out cheaper than it should have, but there's other figures from this line, or puppets from this line, that are real expensive and difficult to get. Like the Count is a tough one. Count can get very expensive. I'm fortunate I have one. The Count is expensive. Franklin is a tough one. And the Build Your Own. There's one whose face is blank, and he comes with all these like Velcro accessories. You could stick them on his face. That one's expensive. But yeah, it can be hit or miss. But as we always point out, our collection's target of opportunity. And so this was just a good opportunity, and I got it. I managed to get it. It says how to play with your Cookie Monster hand puppet. You need instructions?
Yeah.
You put your hand in it. What does it
Hmm.
say? It says show your children how to hold the puppet on both hands so they can move the mouth and one arm at the same time. So you're supposed to put both hands in here. I can't because my hands are too big. But one hand operates the mouth and the other hand operates his hands. And the larger puppets come with a ring, and it's demonstrated here on this Grover, where you see this the little girl here has like this, looks like a pair of handcuffs. The larger puppets came with one of these. Like on the back here, you see there's Bert, there's Ernie, and there's that elusive Franklin, and they have these styrofoam arms, right? And then there's Grover. There's this foam inside these arms with vinyl hands and vinyl heads, and you clamp that yellow thing onto one of their wrists so that while you're operating the puppet, you can move the stick up and down and make the hand move around.
Okay, David went to Ollie's this week.
You just cut me off.
Yeah.
It's all right.
And the Masters of the Universe Origins is finally clearing out some, but still heavy. It's always heavy
There's
on the
always that
clamp
one or
champ.
two figures that they have a crap ton of.
Yeah, and Tommy's right. If they accept an offer, you don't know how much it's worth.
Yeah.
How much it went out for. K Muni has gotten lucky on several occasions because a seller misspelled an item. And Cookie Monster is awesome.
Yeah, that's what Shelby says.
Yeah.
Oh, Mick, you're breaking my heart. It says, do you have any rare carded Power of the Force Star Wars or 78, 12, or 21 back figures? I used to have every carded and boxed Star Wars figure, vehicle, and playset sealed. I had the original 12 backs, all of them mint on unpunched cards, but that's the collection that was stolen years ago.
Wow.
And that was back when that stuff was worthless, when 12 back Luke mint on the card unpunched was like $50. When I was buying that stuff in the early 90s, when I was still going into KB toy stores and getting Power of the Force figures and Return of the Jedi figures mint on the card 3 for $1. So it's stuff I'll never be able to replace. I didn't have foreign variants, but I had all of that. No, I take that back because I did have the Takara stuff. I had the missile firing R2D2 and stuff like that from Japan. But
Tommy had some rare books that went out for over 400, but he got it for 250.
There you go.
Yeah. See,
sometimes you get lucky.
Yeah, you just got to be watching. David, I don't understand how the streaming model even works, considering it costs more for me to rent or download some movies than I already own on DVD.
Yeah,
and paid
less for the physical copy.
We don't rent and download.
Most people don't. Most people don't. They don't bother with the physical media anymore. They like the idea that it's phased out, and they like the convenience of it. Like when we talked about, we went to that one yard sale, and we got all those Jackie Chan movies. There's like 50 Jackie Chan movies, a big box set and stuff like that, and they wanted like a quarter. Yeah, it's like, who has a DVD player anymore? Well, I guess you do. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, we do. And you know what? If anything ever happens to that movie, we'll have it, and you won't.
Yeah. When the lights go out and the internet goes down, we'll be able to pull out our DVDs.
The internet crashes.
Yeah,
Mick says they forgot about the unfortunate story. Yeah, I did a video on that years ago.
Yeah,
because people kept asking. But yeah, I had all of it. Now I just get a smattering of this and that, and it's gotten so
collecting.
Yeah, it's so expensive now. It's hard though. But back then it wasn't so bad. Like IG-88, I use an example a lot because I remember paying $40 for him in the box. And what is he now, like $3,000 in the box? I mean, you just can't do it.
Yeah, hopefully physical media will last with film lovers.
Yeah,
but
we prefer it. We prefer it.
And like I said, we do get the physical, but I will watch stuff on streaming because it is easier to just pull up. You don't have to keep swapping out DVDs. So it's easier to pull up. And then if you're watching like a series,
Yeah.
it helps you to keep track of where you left off. So that's why I like it. But I would still have the physical one. So when the internet goes down, when we're watching Dallas, we can pick up on a DVD or whatever you're watching. Um, we love kung fu movies. We got a ton. We got us
Yeah.
a ton of movies that we can just pick up and watch. But we do stream a lot. Even 5 years ago, DVDs sold for $1 at the flea
Yeah,
market.
they're dirt cheap, most of them.
Yeah. Phasing out physical media is a big mistake. For those cheering it on, just wait until their favorite shows and movies get removed. Yeah, because we were watching Falcon Crest and they took it off. And now you got to pay to watch the episodes. We ain't paying for nothing. So we just don't watch it no more. And that's not one that I would buy. If I saw it somewhere ultra cheap, I would buy it.
Uh-huh.
But you can't even find the entire series because I did look to see if I could find it on Amazon. You can't even find the entire series on Amazon. But if I found it someplace and it was $50, I would get it.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not doing it.
Shelby says that they had a pre-order for Ghostbusters O-ring figures on Hasbro Pulse today. They're
Oh.
like 80s G.I. Joe figures. Interesting.
Oh wow.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And Gilgamesh says they only do physical for movies and games, but companies are making it harder to get that in hand. That's true.
Yeah. And now a lot of them you go and you'll see a DVD case and then there's a code in there for you to go this QR code so you
Yeah.
can stream it. DVDs also play on PCs if
your PC has a disc player and the new ones don't. Yeah.
Yeah, because we bought new computers. It's no disk drive.
Yeah, Mick says there's plenty of boutique labels selling incredible media, Arrow, Vinegar, Syndrome, Screen Factory, and etc.
Yeah.
And then Tommy said they collect PDFs but still love the physical books.
Oh yeah, you collect
Yeah.
PDFs. Doesn't that take up a lot of drive space? Your favorite kung fu movie?
Oh, how do you pick one?
I have no idea.
How do you pick one? Well, both versions of Jackie Chan's Drunken Fist are good.
Drunken Master,
yeah, are good. Five Fingers of Death is really good.
the Tony Jaa with that elephant was
the
good.
Protector.
Mm-hmm. That was good.
That one's really well done.
Tony Jaa's a good martial artist. I just like seeing good fight scenes. Some you watch and it's like the fight scenes aren't that great.
The choreography sucks. Yeah.
Yeah. It gets kind of choppy and slow. And I notice if you got a female martial art person, even though they can do the moves, it's slowed way down because they can't go as fast as the men. Um, I don't care for that. I'll watch it and sometimes it's good. Like we saw one recently, and it had a female martial artist in it. She wasn't bad, but when the men fought her, the speed went down. So, but no, I don't think I can pick one. But then there's a million of them on Tubi, and we just watch it. I don't even really pay attention to the name.
Lone Wolf and Cub series.
I never seen that. I know you talked really about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I had a couple people finally believe me when games they played were taken off the service they used. All I could say was, told you so.
Uh-oh.
Nothing is forever, that's
really?
for sure.
Oh, man.
A lovely evening to you two amazing people. Just another lover of your channel.
Well, we
Thank
appreciate it. Wow.
Nothing is forever.
Oh, yeah. Isn't it?
Nope.
Something is.
Nothing lasts forever.
Oh,
everything must change.
And Munin wants to know how long before they start phasing out the actual DVD and Blu-ray players themselves. So they already make digital versions of the PS5.
It's almost kind of hard to even find a DVD player in Walmart and stuff. You got to go on Amazon, and even on Amazon, it's kind of difficult to find one because we had to buy one because we had some DVDs that had region codes.
Yeah, yeah.
So we had to go on Amazon to buy a region free DVD player. And it was kind of difficult. I mean, we found it, but it wasn't like you put it in and they'll go a million like you used to a few years back.
Yeah.
But it's going to be like they did with CDs and they did with tapes. Records, people say it's making a comeback. I don't know, but you go to the record show, you can find a million of them.
Yeah, I have a hard time. Well, it depends because yeah, the record shows with the vintage records are packed.
Yeah.
That is true. And they're big shows. The one we go to is big if you've seen the video for it because we filmed that too. But people saying because it's in Walmart and Target that records are coming back and they've got like a 5-foot section with vinyl records in it versus Tower Records, which was a 2-story building the size of Walmart, full of vinyl records. It's no comparison.
No.
It's no comparison.
Yeah, I had to buy an external DVD player for my laptop. It's dumb. People have removed a way to fix the computer when it's down. Yeah, they made it hard where you can't really even put in an external, well, not external, internal drive, a DVD, CD burner. It used to be you buy a computer and they had the slots for it. Now, they don't even have the slots for you to put it in. So they don't want you to. Crouching Tiger hit. I never saw that.
I saw that.
Remember when the movie came out.
It was all right.
But I never saw it.
And Munin says they agree some fight scenes are poorly choreographed. It's worse when there's constant jumps during the fight scene. And then when they jump, you hear pigeons. You hear pigeons.
No, what's funny with the jumps, okay, it's a kung fu movie.
Yeah.
A lot of it
they
is
jump over the roof.
They jump from a standing still position straight up on top of a roof, straight up into a tree, on this little itty bitty limb that can't hold a person.
But that's what makes it fun. Sometimes. Yeah, it's even if there's not good martial arts in it, sometimes it's fun. Or they make weird animal sounds for a certain style, like the guy with the cat style. And you hear like cats hissing and growling while he's doing his cat style, and it's like, oh my god!
And the villain always has this big mole with a hair, long hair.
The villain's lackey has the mole because the villain doesn't.
No, the villain always has like long eyebrows.
Super long eyebrows.
That come, and whose eyebrows come all the way down to their beard and then merges in. I've seen people that have never cut their eyebrows in their life, but it never like hangs down like hair. So
it's from the wisdom of being a master. And then you can tell that they're wearing those period wigs and the hair is super long and you can see the cut of the wig and then all the sweat's coming down through the edges.
But in those fight scenes, that wig never comes off. No. And I'm like, man, that's good. That wig never comes off. I had to use Best Buy for my DVD player writer for my PC.
And what's that? David says the way time is flying is freaky and scary. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's already June.
Yeah, Tommy says they sell vinyl records in Walmart. Yeah, but the section is small. Even when I was a kid, you went to the record section.
Yeah.
In a place like that, like Walmart, Caldor's, Bradley's, Kmart, wherever. It was like 2 aisles of vinyl and then an aisle of cassette tapes. It was loaded. And now it's a 5-foot section or an 8-foot section.
The Xbox still plays DVDs.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But they're martial arts masters. They have their chi.
Yeah, I know. That's how it works. You don't understand anything. Guess. They use that power and ability. And you're fine all the way until you're spitting tomato juice.
Oh, yeah. They don't cut it right. It's never edited right. Yeah.
The editing is really bad.
Yeah.
And then they just abruptly end. The movie just stops.
And it's about to end. Once the person spit up blood, they're dead. And then they had this big fight scene at the end in the middle of a field somewhere. And then the bad guy dies, and then it just goes off.
And
It's
they
like,
always
okay.
cheat. It's like it's okay for like 8 people to fight the bad guy, and that's because that's the only way they can beat him.
The main woman is Michelle. Is an amazing woman and pusher for the Chinese in media.
Ah,
Okay,
says nothing.
etc.
Says nothing. And
Kmart used to sell records.
in the 70s,
Yeah.
yeah, 70s, 80s, 90s, even they
Best
still
Buy
had
used
that.
to sell records.
Yeah,
Canada has records
records
of
at Toys R
really,
Us now. All right.
really. Thank you,
And
Stone Sour.
Stone Sour made a donation to the channel. It goes to the Cat Fund. Always
He says
appreciate
it
it.
goes to music and movies at
No,
Walmart.
that's not what he's saying. He said the Walmart photo movie music section was special. He's making a point. Yeah. It's not so that you can go buy records at Walmart.
Oh, I ain't gonna buy no record at Walmart.
It's to feed kitties.
Because I have bought records from Walmart and Target, and they don't play well.
They're weird, or they're cut funny. Well, you know they're made in Yugoslavia.
It don't matter
They
where
are.
it's made.
Look on the back.
As soon as you put it on the thing, you take it out the jacket, it starts skipping.
Yeah, because I know she got one also that was a bad cut, and the hole in the center, it's all jagged. You remember the animals?
Yeah, yeah.
It's all jagged and it sticks up on one side, and so the record plays and it goes like this.
Vinyl Elite has a disdain for Walmart record buyers.
I guess.
I don't know if I would have a
because it's not the same. If you're our age and you remember, like you go to Sam Goody or you go to Tower Records, and it literally was a building the size of Walmart. It was all vinyl. It was like 10 million vinyl records in there. It was crazy. Now it's just not there anymore.
K-Muni, good and well, kids are not going to that Toys R Us. That's why they got.
It says sarcasm.
I know, but they're not going there. That's why they got records in there.
Yeah.
Because they know, okay, but adults are going to come. Let's put in some stuff. But the only thing about the new records, because I do like the colored records. You know how they.
Oh yeah. You can make vinyl any color.
Yeah, I like that. I like the colored records. I like the picture discs. Because we got a couple of picture discs.
Vintage picture discs.
Yeah, the vintage
Those
ones.
are nice. Did you bring that Berenstain down here? It's still upstairs? I can show them one if they've never seen one, because I know we have strawberry shortcake.
Yeah, but I like those. I just like the way they look. They display well. So if you display records, they display really well just because they have a nice picture on it.
Yes.
So I like that. About it, and this is one that I have, the strawberry shortcake one,
because that is the actual
record, and you can play it like that. And there's a picture on the other side.
Yeah, and it's a story record. This is a story, basically, this one. But these are, that's just great. That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, Tommy said the colored vinyl and picture disc never play well. We played the Bernstein Bears one. It played fine.
Really good.
Yeah, actually. It played no problem. And I've played the colored ones before. Never had a problem with it. The only ones I've had a problem with is the brand new ones that you get from Walmart and Target.
Yeah, the modern pressings.
Yeah, as soon as you take it out of the jacket, it skips. Now, I got some older ones, the original pressings, and scratched to death. And I'm like, man, this is going to skip all over the place. Doesn't skip a beat. Doesn't skip. You hear the crackling.
Yeah, there's a lot of crackling.
It's crackling, but it doesn't skip. And you're looking at it, and it's all scratched up. And you just know, man, this is going to skip. Or it'll be so dirty, and it'll have stains on it. I'll play it anyway. I don't care. I'll play it. No problems. To me, only my opinion, KB were better than Toys R Us.
Mick gets a kudos point for that, because I agree. KB is where I found all the deals when I was in the late 80s and early 90s, and Toys R Us even then was really no longer a toy store. They went from the whole store being toys to a section being toys, and the rest of it was baby furniture, baby clothes, bikes, stuff like that. And so, like, it's like 85% of the store was something else.
Yeah. Now I agree with you, Shelby,
Uh-huh.
because I've seen some records just looking at the jacket. I wanted to buy it. I'm serious because the artwork,
Sure.
some of them have really good artwork. Some of them are just kind of plain and like whatever, but some of them are really nice. Um, but some of them not. Yeah, I have a lot because I bought some lots, and some of them didn't have jackets, and that sucks when they don't have the jacket. I collect rare picture discs, Kiss, metal, and horror. I saw the Kiss picture disc at the last record show we were at.
Yeah.
Super rare, and it was expensive. This person had like every Kiss record. You remember? I think I
Yeah,
videotaped it.
we showed it
Yeah,
in that film. He had bins full of Kiss,
Kiss. Yeah, he had a lot.
all different conditions, and he posted the grade
Mm-hmm.
sticker on it with the price so that you could get, because some people look for, just like with comic books, there's condition levels, and he did the work for you.
Yeah, and then he told you what pressing,
Hmm.
what year, and all that. I mean, he did a lot of work. Just and it wasn't just the Kiss records; it was all of his records. He had them. It was real good. I mean, all the work he put into it. I don't know why you're gonna buy a record. Well, no, I take that back because I never played that strawberry shortcake, and I never have a plan to play it. So I take that back. I take that back. I always bought wax. Don't know any difference in vinyl. What is the difference? I thought it was the same thing. Not unless I'm misreading it or I
Yeah.
just don't understand what you were saying. I recently gave my 20-year-old son a phonograph. He now has a passion for used vinyl.
Okay.
It's weird how there is such a resurgence in vinyl. He even listens to The Greatest Showman. Oh, Liberace,
Liberace.
really?
And
Okay, maybe.
can maybe. But yeah, Tommy says they used to have the Misfits colored vinyl 7-inch singles. They're worth a fortune now.
Mm.
And then yeah, David
Can
said, "Can KB make?" Oh, that's what he meant. Can KB make a comeback? I don't know if any of them can make a
no.
comeback, because the only way that it would work is if it could appeal to more so an adult audience, because everything is targeted
Oh
at
wow.
people in our age category
Yeah.
now. The But yeah, KB toy stores, kids were still buying toys then, and even in the '90s, they were still buying toys.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of what KB had was Toy Biz and Playmates,
Yeah.
which were the two big ones in the '90s. They were the ones they surpassed Kenner and Hasbro. Well, Kenner was bought by Hasbro in the early '90s anyway, but they had surpassed them all the way up until Hasbro bought Toy Biz too and ruined them. But ruined it like they did with Kenner. But I don't know. I mean, I suppose it could. They have tried that with adult toy stores, like oh, who is it? Geek Squad.
No, it's not geeks.
Is it Geek Squad? Who the hell are they? The with the
Geek think.
geek
Think geek. Think geek.
Think Geek, which I've been in a Think Geek and it sucked. I didn't
It
care for it.
wasn't.
It sucked. It was too expensive.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was
real
too
expensive, and I was
expensive.
just like, this doesn't feel right.
GameStop is well, Hot Topic and
The
GameStop.
Ollies is the KB of the modern era with their clearance and blowout. So if you had a dedicated toy store that was just the clearance toy section from Ollie's and all of their buyout, I mean, that's basically what KB was. So if you could get somebody to do that, they could afford to buy that stuff at that bulk level,
Mm-hmm.
warehouse level, and sell all those figures for $5 a piece. People would go there and eat it up.
Yeah,
I think they would.
pickers, dealers.
Still, I mean, collectors too.
Yeah, I bought the Space Shuttle record for the artwork. It is a picture disc, and it has a message from Ronald Reagan on it.
Mm-hmm. Trust
Nope.
but verify.
Nobody
That
buys
was.
vinyl at Walmart. The whole section is covered with dust and spines.
Oh, is
I
it?
only looked today due to them having a bleach and a vinyl. No, I didn't buy it. No interest. I bought 2 records from
Yeah.
Walmart. I bought the Bee Gees and Creedence Clearwater. I bought those 2. I
Okay.
played them both. As soon as I took it out, it skipped. I bought one. No, I think I bought 2 from Target. I haven't played either of them yet.
Yeah.
But I know I bought Public Enemy from Target. I know that. And it seemed like I bought something else from Target, but
Well,
I'm
we
not
also
sure.
got the Charlie Brown Christmas with all the
Oh
Charlie
yeah, I ain't
Brown
gonna
music
play
on
that.
that one.
Yeah. Yeah, toy stores now have an
Would have
appeal.
to appeal to
Yeah.
adults and collectors. And Munin says if KB wanted to make a comeback, David said it perfectly. They would have to really focus on collectors and really get the right products in stock. Yeah, and it would have to be clearance prices. You can't charge full price.
Yeah, but then that's the thing. It would all be modern.
Yeah.
And then you got the majority of the people here and like us. Well, I buy modern stuff, but not too much. A lot of people our age, some of them don't want the new modern stuff. You know what I'm saying? They want older stuff. So I don't know. I don't know if it's
It
gonna
would
work.
have a pop section loaded with Funko.
Yeah. Most Misfit early 7-inch vinyl, if so, could buy a wow. Dazzling handmade DIY all the Misfits early 7-inch 45s. Really?
Huh.
I've heard of Misfits. I don't know if I know
Yeah.
anything by them. GameStop is trying
Trying but
but
failing. They've
failing.
been hanging by a thread for years.
Well,
They
they had
really
that
have.
big stock
Yeah,
surge a
but
couple of years
that
ago.
was manipulation though.
Yeah,
That
but
was
boy, I wish
a
I
group.
had some.
Well, yeah, it's all the way back down to where it started now. It's like around
Yeah,
$12 a stock or
yeah,
something like that.
yeah. Ollie's is Hasbro, yeah, peg warmers dump
Dump
site.
site.
Yeah.
And Tommy had all the Misfit singles
Ooh.
and first press of first album, sold them all for 190s. Owie.
Wow.
Owie.
Oh yeah, dump
You read
site.
that.
Okay.
And Gilgamesh says they're in Athens, Georgia. Lots of trendies in the area. They see people getting records in Walmart and Target a lot. You really want to get good vinyl, you got to go to a record show.
Yeah, get the
You
original
really do.
pressings, or at least the second, third pressings like that was put out in the 90s. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? No
yeah.
one buys any figures at Walmart. People buy figures from Walmart. I do.
On clearance.
On clearance, I do wait. I wait. Hopefully Walmart has plenty of peg warmers.
Well,
Yeah.
the stuff doesn't appeal to kids anymore. And like I said, these companies they're still targeting adults and they're really not doing anything to entice a child audience or a younger audience into these franchises.
Yeah.
They know that we are the target audience. They've never changed it. They've been pursuing the same people for 30, 40, 50 years. That were, oh, if you were buying toys in the 70s and 80s, guess what? We're still trying to sell them to you. The same stuff.
Yeah, we haven't been to the Mall of Georgia since like
Oh, yeah.
2019, I think. Gosh, it's been a long time.
They
But
are
yeah,
expensive.
they did have a couple of stores, but yeah, like you said, very
Yeah, they're
expensive.
very
And
expensive.
that's the one thing, and that's why I kind of don't think an adult toy store like that would work, because the toys that would be in it is so expensive. Do people want to buy it? Yeah, people will buy it online, but will it go to a store to buy it? Because I've seen stores like that sell like the Mezco figures and other figures, and when you
Yeah.
see it, for some reason, when you see it in the store for, I don't know,
Retail.
Retail price,
You don't
I
care.
don't want to pay that. But if you buy it online for the same price plus tax and shipping.
Yeah, but then, when you see it hanging on the pegs in Walmart, it's been manhandled. It's all jammed up.
I'm talking about at those specialty toy stores. Like at the Think Geek and stuff like that.
Yeah,
For some
that's why I
reason,
didn't care for it. I wasn't impressed with Think Geek. I
yeah,
was just like,
but
what the hell is this?
you would buy it for the same price online,
Yeah.
but for some reason, when you see it in the store at that price,
It don't feel right.
but
It
it's
doesn't.
the same price.
It doesn't feel right. Something's wrong.
But you're gonna pay more online because you got to pay tax and shipping. I mean, okay, in the store you got to pay taxes. Yes, so let's take out taxes. You got to pay shipping. If you buy,
Oh,
if you see
no.
the exact same figure in, we'll say Think Geek,
Yes.
4 is a figure, and the retail price is $150, and they have it at Think Geek for $150. You're gonna be mad, but you'll go to Big Bad Toy Store or Entertainment Earth and buy it for $150. They have to pay shipping. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't think it'll work, because people will buy it online.
That's why I said it's got to be clearance prices. You got to get it in bulk at a real good deal, like what Ollie's does, and you'd have to sell it at clearance prices. That was the big draw of KB, was it had that red line. It had the red line where they slashed it, and that was printed on the sticker, by the way. No one was sitting there writing with a red pen.
Oh yeah,
that was printed on there. They had a machine that did it, seriously. But that red line price is what did it, and you'd be like, oh, I'm getting this for a deal. It's a deal. And it was, actually, because if you priced it anywhere else, it was insane. Like, I remember there was an FAO Schwartz in Boston before they also went out of business. And you compared the Toy Biz figures there to the ones that were selling in KB, it was like 3 times the price. KB really did have bargain clearance knockout prices, and that was the appeal. And I like it. That's why I was saying, if you could pull that off, and you get your new Mego figures in there, and you get your Mattel and Hasbro peg warmers in there on clearance, and it's just in there, and it's a small, tight store like KB was, toy dedicated, I think you could pull it off. But who's going to do it?
Before Toys R Us went away, they opened an outlet store in town. Nobody went there because they weren't outlet prices.
There you go, Shelby. That's the point.
Misfits were a legendary 70s punk band, influenced a lot. Okay, I don't care for heavy metal.
She doesn't listen to metal.
No. I listen to hair bands.
Yeah.
The 80s hair bands. I'll listen to that, especially when they did ballads. Because for some reason in the 80s, those hair bands did a lot of ballads, and I think those were good. I like that. Even the non-ballads I did like, but I like the hair bands. I never could get into heavy metal. My stores went from being full of peg warmers to having shelves of empty pegs.
Well, you know, the planogramming is coming up.
Yeah.
And Mick says the McFarlane Superpower figures dust and cobwebs.
I'm still trying to find the Invisible Jet and the Batmobile.
They thought the Invisible Jet would sell, and they were wrong. Yeah, it ended up on clearance, but she missed it.
Yeah.
Locally.
Yeah. So now I got to go to another Walmart and look for it. Hey, I know one modern toy that flies off the shelf is Jurassic Park toys. They just put them out. New Chaos Theory toys. Oh yeah, from Netflix show.
Yeah.
And it's flying off the shelf. Oh, okay.
And then K Munin makes that comment about Ninja Turtles. So the Ninja Turtle figures look terrible, though.
Yeah.
They're ugly. They really are. I don't know what the hell they're doing.
They're rotting on the shelf.
And they can't even pick a format, because they have like 3-4 different types of figures all at once.
It's disintegrating.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit much. Star Wars definitely peg warmers at Walmart. Ninja Turtles is, all of them are. Nothing is selling. Toys in Forever. I just watch video reviews now.
Robert wants to know if the Mondo Man thing would have been cheaper if you bought it at Think Geek. Were they sold there?
I don't know.
Probably not.
But I wouldn't have paid shipping. Go ahead.
Mick says the urban legend of Kenner's 79 alien figure is total BS. There is a really reason. A really reason?
He must have meant something else. He's gonna fix it here in a minute. Watch. Turtles of Grace are very limited at Walmart.
Are they?
Not at all.
They need to be if they want them to sell. and they said they're still invisible jets at their local Walmarts.
Mhm.
Are they on clearance though? Because they
Yes.
should have gone down to about $6.
NECA ruined, yeah, NECA ruined Ninja Turtle collecting for me too, because I was all in with the 2-pack and everything, but then they were so hard to find. It was just ridiculous how hard it was to find.
Excuse me.
And then at the same time, Super 7 had theirs going on. So yeah, I just like, you know what? Forget it. I'll just buy the Super 7 ones. I still got my NECA Ninja Turtles, but I stopped at I don't know what wave, but I just quit getting it and I just stuck with Super 7 because at least you know you could get it. Yeah, you're gonna wait a year or two,
Yeah.
but you do get it eventually. Recently I've seen a lot more people going for Hot Wheels cars when I've been out toy hunting. More people with their kids getting
The
them too.
traditional ones never really
The
went
real
up that
reason he meant.
much. The
Yeah.
traditional ones never really went up that much. They have those specialty ones that are expensive, that are
Yeah.
peg warmers, but the standard cars, even though they've basically just been recasting the same ones for decades, but yeah, they they're still fairly cheap. You can get the little car to play with.
I
It's
guess.
pretty simple.
Target has a good mix of collectible figures, as long as their box aren't open and damaged.
Yeah, or went out the side door.
Or parts missing.
Yeah, parts missing.
When
Like
I-
Fonzie's comb. I'll never get over that.
What? They really are disintegrating. I thought you were joking. I'm serious. Some boxes have entire.
Oh yeah.
That's because the
Poor
rats eat it.
construction. It's the Walmart rats.
They got rats in our Walmart. This lady saw it and
Oh,
she
yeah?
started screaming. And I was like, "What? Did you see a rat?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I just walked on about my business.
Well, you know, some they got to live somewhere. What do you want the rats to
I
do?
don't know. They need to live outside.
Maybe they can hire them. They probably do a better job.
I believe you already got an invisible jet.
You
We just can't see it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what it is.
probably.
Where do you keep the invisible jet?
I don't
I want to
know.
know where Linda Carter kept hers.
And then on the Wonder Woman TV show, she's riding in the invisible jet,
Yeah.
and you can see it, and it's like that looks
But
so
we
lame.
can see you though.
Yeah,
It's
you can
not
see the
really
person.
invisible. It looks like glass. Where do you keep that? Where the
But-
hell does she keep a jet?
But can other people see her in it, or they're just doing that for the show?
I don't understand that show. That show is funny though. The original '70s Linda Carter Wonder Woman.
Oh
we're
yeah,
talking
I
about.
saw that today on Amazon.
Yes.
They got the
Already sold out.
already sold out.
Gee
Wow.
whiz.
Yeah, they
Well,
made
it was
an
only like
exclusive.
$80 or something, wasn't it? It wasn't that much.
Yeah, I think it was. Jet is $12 at my Walmart. Superpower seems to sell quickly, but
It's always a
but
dud in
yeah.
every way, it says
Yeah.
DC. And Mick says the price point and kids weren't buying those type of horror related toys in '79, despite what the news media wrote. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Hank says another toy that was better in the 80s and 90s was remote control cars, made better when we had companies like Tyco and Nico around.
Mm.
A lot of stuff was made better back then.
Yeah. People were fighting at Target because we saw the article about the people in the parking lot fighting
Oh,
over.
they had the video. He attacked that old woman. Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
Over that Funko Pop.
He attacked her in the parking lot.
And it's like, how you gonna be fighting adults? And but they fight over those cards because they showed the one about Walmart the day those
Oh, the
cards
stupid
came
Pokemon
out. Yeah, the
cards or whatever they
Pokemon
were.
cards.
Magic the Gathering. I forget.
One
was
of
something.
them cards, those collectible cards, and the people stormed the door and they were fighting over the cards. So Walmart had to start like locking them up.
Yeah, it was like back in the '80s with Cabbage Patch and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And people would kill you for it. You know, they did that in Kindergarten Cop with Arnold Schwarzenegger. The guy, he went in there to buy a train set, and it was the last one, and dude bought it, and he came out after him, and he says, "Hey, pardon me, sir, I'm sorry, but you know, I was really trying to get that, and I'd be more than happy to offer you double what you paid for it,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, maybe you can get something else." And he was like, "I really wasn't trying to do that." He says, "Okay, triple, it's the best I can do." I'll pay you triple what you paid for it, if I remember this correctly,
Mm-hmm.
this dialogue. And the guy just refused to do it, so he beat the hell out of him. And he took the train set from him, and he's like, I tried to be reasonable. You remember Kindergarten Cop? Who saw that? There was a
Nobody
sequel
saw
to
that.
that had that did not have Schwarzenegger in it.
My local Target has pop chases and exclusives. Yeah, we haven't been to
I think
Target in a while, but when we were going, there were still like con exclusives on
yeah.
the shelves, and people didn't want them.
I
They
think
got
Stone
tired of them.
Sour meant back in the day, because that was a huge problem at Target for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we addressed that
yeah,
because we were talking about how the people were
yeah.
fighting over the pops and the chases and stuff like that. The people in the parking lot.
Mick said that Super
Yeah,
7's producing great stuff. Price point is way too much, and
yeah,
they're skimping now. They have
yeah.
reduced the packaging.
We talked about that when I got my Ninja Turtles and
Yes.
Thundercats wave, and it
We
didn't
thought something
come.
was wrong.
Yeah, I thought they cheated me. Because it used to be you get the Ultimates, and it came with an outer shipper box
Yeah,
and an inner
a
sleeve.
cardboard sleeve.
Yeah, but mine came with no outer box, and the Ninja Turtles had the sleeve. The Thundercats had no
Did not.
sleeve, no outer box. I'm
Turns
like,
out that that's what they're doing to cut costs. And I
yeah,
was like, God, change it from 55 to 56 and give us the sleeve. You can't change something like that and not have it affect your customer base. They're going to be upset.
yes.
They're going to be upset.
No, we don't collect Dungeons and Dragons figures or play sets.
I used to have the complete LJN line on the card, part of the collection that was stolen, and I just never got back to that, David, because it's so expensive now. Just like my Knickerbocker Lord of the Rings, which I'll probably never see again in life.
Target has an abundance of NECA Ultimate horror figures, yet on eBay, the figures are sold for double or even more. That's because people are tired of going to the stores looking for them
And not finding
not
anything.
finding them. So you just go online, and then people that do go to the store, you're like, why are you paying that much when they're in the stores? Because those people have gone to the store hundreds of times looking for something and couldn't find it. So they were like, you know what? I ain't
Yeah, the
going
hunt's
wasting my
not that
gas.
fun. People got sick and
Yeah,
tired of it.
that's what happened to me. I don't go out looking for nothing no more. If
No,
I'm in the Walmart, I'll go to the toy section and I'll look around. Other than that, I
just
just go
out of
online and write.
curiosity.
Yeah. If it's something that's new that I want, I'll just go online and find it. I'm not going to waste my gas. A lot of Hot Wheel market crap out between 2010 2015. Um, Values drastically just dropped
Uh-huh.
on the cars, 2/3 of mine in my dad's collection because worthless overnight. I only have a few left to bring in the big bucks.
Yeah, well, I mean, too many reprints. Plus, that's an older generation of collectors. The early Hot Wheels stuff that
Mm.
still holds a value. It's an
Mm-hmm.
older generation of collectors. It's just like with train collecting or cap guns is a huge one from back in the day, and the value. Um, if you can even find them, they've made it real. Cap guns is another animal because they've made it very difficult to sell them.
Really?
You can't you have to eBay won't even let you list it unless you've at least convinced them you've permanently attached an orange tip to it, and
Oh,
no one
wow.
is going to do that to a vintage toy. That's
Mm-hmm.
asinine. And it won't let you sell them out of continental US. You can't ship them anywhere. It's ridiculous. They've made it hard. um, but that's something that kids in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s played with a lot. As that generation moves away, or newer generations wouldn't be as interested. And I think I see that happening with the Hot Wheels as well. I've seen it with the Ideal dolls. I've talked about that a lot. Ideal dolls, a lot of them have really come down in value over the years. Surprisingly, how low some of them have come to. Stuff that, because in the 90s I used to sell Ideal dolls. I'd pick them up anytime I could get it. I could get them for a good price, and especially if they had the box or the accessories. Chatty Cathy has her records with her because there's a little vinyl record you could put in her back and pull the string, and she'd talk. And it's like looking at what Chatty Cathy goes for now, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I
Mm.
can't believe that's that low. Or the Patty Play Pal line, which are actual child-sized dolls. They're
Mm-hmm.
like 3 feet tall, fully
Mm-hmm.
clothed, with the rooted hair and everything. And back in the day, and you could get $1,000 for one. And now
Wow.
they're like $200 on eBay, and it's like you got to be shitting me! I can't believe it.
Mm.
How much that's changed.
Dolph Lundgren played in Kindergarten Cop too, but Robert never saw it though. But he just knows that.
Yeah,
At the flea market, Hot Wheels are selling for 2 for 1.
and Munin says NECA figures seem to sit for a while too.
Yeah, they ain't nothing
They're
is
not
moving
moving.
anymore. Cause I remember when I was really big in the NECA, like just the regular figures, not even the turtles. They were kind of hard to keep up with. I mean, when you go to the store, they were kind of hard to find. But
Yeah.
now it's the same one still sitting there months and months later. Only NECA I would get is the black and white Universal monsters.
Uh-huh.
Those do look good.
Grayscale. Yeah.
Yeah, they look really good.
Hey, you know that classic Bride of Frankenstein?
Mm-hmm.
And her hair, the wig is actually blonde, but it's a black and white film, so you can't tell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But how you get that white stripe in it then?
The white stripe is there, but the wig is blonde.
Okay.
It's like blonde hair with a white stripe. So every version you've ever seen of it, it's wrong.
Okay.
The wig is on display in a museum. I've seen it. It's
Okay.
a blonde and white wig, not black and white.
I decided to combine my toy hunting with my regular shopping, so I go twice a week to hit the stores I regularly get other things from it. Anyway, okay, yeah, because when I go to Walmart for whatever, I always hit up the toy aisle.
Yeah.
I saw some people on YouTube eating 30-year-old food. You see
I've
that a
been
lot
seeing people doing that. Yeah.
on
But usually it's like cereal or something.
I've seen some people eating weird stuff, um, hot things or whatever. It's like, why you want to do that? Mess your stomach up. Why do eBayers charge triple or more over retail and still charge shipping on top of that? Can't they afford to offer free shipping? That's really bugs me, says Wayne.
Oh yeah.
They use FOMO. Yes.
Fear of missing
Missing out. And that's
out.
in everything, not just comic books, because you hear that a lot in comic books. It's in toys, it's in records, it's in everything. But then sometimes it really does happen. But with toys, you don't know which ones are going to make it to clearance. Because a lot of
There
times
it
I
is.
know I've waited. I was like, oh, I'll just wait for this to come on clearance, and then it don't. Go ahead. No, that's the wait.
This is the actual wig. I just pulled it up. It's more
Look red.
moosey, but it is not black. It's not black, but black and white film. You don't know what you're looking at. It's like when they used to use blood in black and white movies. They could use any color. You don't know the difference.
Yeah, I agree with you, K Munin. Just going out, cause me and David at first, when we first got into toy collecting, we used to go out just to go toy hunting,
Well,
and
the pops, anyways. Yeah, the
yeah,
pop collecting,
we went everywhere. We went to GameStop, Toys R Us, because they
chasing
were still,
around.
yeah, wasting up all our gas, not finding anything.
When you count the fuel and the time
Yeah.
consumed, it
Hmm.
costs way more than whatever you pay for it if you
Yeah.
can find it.
And then we did get in the toy collecting, and we used to go all the time to Target to get the NECA Ninja Turtles, and we used to go to Walmart for this and GameStop for that, and we just always made that circle, but we weren't finding anything. And I told David, you know what, I'm done with this, I'm gonna just buy everything online. And I did. But with the NECAs, the Ninja Turtles, because it was only a Target exclusive, I just dropped that totally because I wasn't finding it.
Yeah,
And then after I dropped it totally, um, now you can find it in the stores
that's what
because
made me.
everybody stopped. I think.
That's what made me give up on the GI Joe classified
Yeah.
line. Is because all of that Cobra Island stuff,
Mm-hmm.
you could never find it, and I just got tired of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it wore you out and it took the fun out of it.
Yeah,
Because at first, when we were going and we were actually finding stuff, it was fun, make a day of it. Oh, it's a Saturday or Sunday. We're going to go out today and do this. But then after a while you wasn't finding anything. You're like, man, we just wasted all our time
Yeah.
and we didn't get anything. So
And that's why people say, oh, the hunt's half the fun. No, it's not. No, it is not. The hunt is not fun. Finishing the line is fun. Getting everything that you needed is fun.
the $35 entry level SH figure arts fly off the shelf, but stores can't keep them, seem to restock
Restocked.
them fast enough. Yeah.
Holy.
Okay.
And who's that? This
This is
Michael.
Michael. Hey, Michael. I still watch the YouTube toy hunt videos knowing there's nothing new,
For them to find.
but
But
disappointed.
yeah, they find disappointment. Like on what was the name of that
Waste
show?
gas. What?
Death Clock. Is that it? I'm trying to remember.
Mm.
Metalocalypse. Is it Metalocalypse?
Yep, wear and
And
tear on the vehicle.
the band is called Death Clock.
I don't know.
It was like some late night Cartoon Network movie about a metal band, or cartoon, excuse me, about a metal band and his the guy's birthday party. I told you, the bass player, and when he opened up the box, it was empty, and he said, "We gave you the one thing we knew you'd expect: disappointment."
What do you think about several movie theaters shutting down nationwide? Saw it the other day on Red Letter Media.
Well,
Not surprised.
No, because they were ruined anyway. They were ruined because of the forced lockdowns
Yeah.
a couple of years back, and then the fact that most people, they're not enticed by it anymore because they know they'll get it almost immediately after the fact. So if it's in the theater, you can watch it on a streaming service like a week later, and a week after that you can get it on disc.
Yeah.
This is why when we were still kids and the film came out on VHS, they wouldn't put that VHS cassette out until 2 or 3 years after it was out of the theaters.
Yeah.
They stretched it as far as they could get. They were like, "We watch it in the theater or don't, because it ain't coming to VHS for at least 2 years."
Yeah.
They spaced it out like that on purpose so that you wouldn't sit there and say, I'll just wait till it comes out on VHS. You'd be waiting a long time. And also that they would delay it airing on television.
Yeah, for another 2 years.
At least a couple of years. And it would go the theater, VHS, then TV, but the space was years apart, not like sequentially.
Yeah. But I think something that'll help the movie theaters, because they get a good turnout when you play old movies. Because some people never saw, like Jaws, when Jaws came back to the movies, a lot of people went because a lot of people weren't able to see it in the movie theater when it initially came out.
Yeah.
So you get that movie experience, and now you got better sound system, better stereo system. They probably remastered the sound or something like that. So you get a better experience. I think if they do more like that, I know for anniversaries they do that. I think Karate Kid came back, Star Wars came back. If they did Ghostbusters, whatever, movies that people really like, especially those ones that are now cult classics that didn't do well in the movie theater when they initially came out, but are like cult classics now. I think that'll help just kind of revive the movie theater. Now, will it help new movies? Probably not, but at least the movie theater itself would get something going.
One problem with that is aspect ratio, though. And I know that, like, oh God, what is his name? The guy who did The Thing, John Carpenter, was really upset when it replayed in movies theaters like last year. Okay, because it circulated through, because they've been doing that a lot lately. You can go back and get the theater experience again, just like when you saw it the first time. And they did it with John Carpenter's The Thing. And he was upset because the aspect ratio for the modern films is different. So the wide screen that they used to use is no longer used. So they have it's the same problem like when they used to format for television. Your TV is a cube. Now, films initially started off this way. It was a square. The old films, for like 20s, 30s, whatever, are going to be square anyway. But then they started getting wider. They made it a wide aspect ratio, but the TV was still square. So what they would do is they'd slice the ends off of it so that you're getting this, and then
Mhm.
you're missing whatever's going on here. And until they came out with widescreen, or they would play it in a widescreen format, and you get the black line on the top and the bottom. They ran into the same problem with modern films because these new HD theater screens are not as wide as they used to be.
Mm.
So that means they got to crop the film unless they reduce it and have a black line on the top or the bottom. And the theaters opted not to do that. And so he said, "You're going to tell me with those shots, we spent weeks setting up, filming those panoramic shots of Antarctica because they really filmed, right?
Mhm.
We spent weeks setting that up, and you're going to crop my film." He was pissed. He was absolutely pissed that they did that. So if you catch it in those theaters, unless you get the black lines, you're not seeing the whole movie. I mean, I know, and people are like, "Oh, it's just the
Yeah.
sides." It makes a big difference when you're talking about a film where they put that much effort into the cinematography. Like, would you want to see the Ten Commandments with the edges cropped off? Those shots are amazing.
I don't
You
think
know what I
anybody
mean?
would really recognize.
If you know the original film, you would.
Mm.
If you're that familiar with the original film, you're like, "Hey, something's wrong." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if something was taken out, you know it's missing. Like Aliens,
Mhm.
the second in the franchise, it was Alien and then Aliens. They have the scene where they have the drone machine gun units set
Mhm.
up in the hallway. When it first came out on VHS, they cut that scene. So when you bought your VHS cassette and you played it, you were like, "Wasn't there drone machine guns in the hallway? What the hell happened?" They cut that whole scene out. They cut that whole 2 minute scene out.
I don't think a lot of people miss that.
Somebody missed it because you can get it on disc now. They put it back.
If I see something I
I
want at a
know we're
store,
behind.
I buy it. You the reason we behind.
Oh,
You
oh, it's
always
my
blame
fault.
me.
Oh, I see.
I buy it because I don't know if it'll be gone. Now that is something I started doing because at first I would be like, "Oh no, I'll just wait. I'll come back," and it was never there.
Yeah.
If more, it's more fun to collect the vintage monster toys such
Mhm.
as Games, Vampire Teeth, Ben Cooper mask.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
my collection can rival Kirk
Ben
Hammett.
Cooper made those jigglers too.
Oh
Those
yeah.
oily jigglers. Yeah, yeah. And Hank had to go, and he
Oh, okay.
says,
I'm going to have some drinks with some
"Glad he
friends.
caught the stream. It's always a good time and appreciated." Well, we appreciate you coming in.
Yeah.
And Gilgamesh says companies don't seem to know their customer base or aren't good at math. They'll make way too few of wave one, then too many of two and three, and then give up and cancel it. Yeah, I guess so. And
90s Kiss Meagle dogs were a cheap find.
yeah,
Now these figures,
yeah.
yeah.
The or it was no 70s. Oh, in the 90s. Yeah, yeah. They were
Mm-hmm.
very cheap then. Nobody cared about those. And Gilgamesh confirms it was Metalocalypse.
Okay.
And
Who's
who's
that?
this?
Art
Art
Star
Star Confidential
Confidential.
has joined us.
Hey, how you doing?
And Robert says, "What place is selling 35 SH figure arts?" He's asking
Oh,
up there. He's asking one of them.
he usually sees it for 120.
Depends on the yeah, there's variants. K Munich can help you with that, I'm sure.
Uh,
Patrick says they're getting the new She-Hulk from the new Iron Man line.
oh, okay, they're coming out with a new She-Hulk from the TV show.
And Nothing says such an interesting conversation. It drips over into the music industry and file sharing.
We talk about it.
We'll talk about any. If it's nostalgic, it'll hit us. And Mick says even in the '60s, majority thought theaters
Oh,
were doomed because
because
of
of
pay
paid
television.
TV. Yeah, I don't know. I think, like I said, I think the only thing really that can save um the theaters if they bring stuff back. Like I understand what you're saying, they would have to alter it, but I think people are still gonna see it because people aren't liking the new stuff that's coming out,
Mhm.
and I think they kind of would rather have that um theater experience, especially if a movie came out when you were a kid, like Star Wars came out when you were a
Yeah.
kid. Now you're an adult. You can go to a movie theater, sit in the comfortable seats, eat some popcorn because you can afford it now, and watch the movie.
Yeah.
You know, with the
Or if you want to
sound and all of
relive
that.
that, if you did it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw all three of the original Star Wars Empire
Mm-hmm.
and Jedi in theater. I saw them in the theater. I saw Indiana Jones in the theater. I saw Star Trek Wrath of Khan in the theater. So it would be nice to be able to do that again.
A theater near me only being open for a decade became extremely rundown and seats torn up, some even greasy, just nasty, never went back. It
Well, you
used to
shouldn't
be
go to porno theaters. No,
I
just
used to go to this one theater because even back in the mid 2000s, they had the dollar show where you can see the older movies. Well, the movies that's starting to phase out.
yeah.
They
I
would go
used to
to the
like that. They had
yeah.
one of those in when I lived in Topeka. I used to go all the time
Hmm.
because you go. It was a buck.
Yeah.
It was a buck. It was the old film or films that were phased in out. I actually saw Lord of the Rings that way. It
Mm.
paid me and the kids a buck.
Performance and arts are now in their small and respective areas is being killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Reston said, we grew up on that weekend movie experience
Hmm.
before cell phones, streaming, and etc. Kids these days don't have the same experience or wants unless it's a blockbuster or Tom Cruise film.
Mm. They're coming out with another Matrix 5.
Are
I
they?
saw
Four did not do well at
Yeah,
all.
I saw Keanu Reeves. He was saying that he's I guess signed up for the part 5. I enjoy collecting figures and toys, then video games when the Switch goes out.
All
All
you
you
have is your
have,
imagination,
yeah,
Easel Monkey says, and he is
yeah.
correct.
The
And
kid with the kung fu grip.
hello,
Hey,
people. Glad you could join us. And he must be an Adventure Team fan
why?
because that's where Kung Fu Grip comes from. Is the Adventure Team second wave of Adventure Team? The original Adventure Team had the stiff hands
Mm-hmm.
like the America's Movable Fighting Men from GI Joe,
Mm.
but then they changed it to Kung Fu Grip.
The nearest Regal cinema shut down, and the closest AMC is
Ooh wee,
25 miles away. It's just not worth it. I don't
yeah.
want to watch the movies at home, but it's just less of a hassle. By the way, love watching the
Well,
channel.
thank
Thank
you,
you.
says Michael.
Yeah, I mean, we said it before. It's two
Mm-hmm.
movies coming out that I really want to see, and I will go to the movie theaters to see it. The Batman movie part 2 when it comes out, and
Yeah,
the Joker when it comes out. Outside of
I don't know
that,
about that one.
yeah, outside of that, it's nothing that I'm going to the movies to see. I nothing I want to see
That was the
at the
thing, and I
theater.
put that up on the as a survey on the Facebook on our Facebook group, and I said, here's the list of the so-called blockbusters due for 2024.
Hmm.
Is there anything on this list anybody's excited for? I wasn't excited for anything on that list. I could care less. It just none of it appealed.
When do you think they will make a movie with 360-degree cameras? Maybe cool to see multiple perspectives. I don't
I
know.
don't
Wouldn't
know.
that be dizzying? I was right about something.
Yeah, he
I
says
know it.
LPH is right. Yeah, she's right often. And Easel said G.I. Joe reveals really got him, especially the retro stalker. Loved the green camouflage.
Oh, okay.
Michael says AMC sells popcorn at Walmart. So literally I can have an AMC experience at home, even with the stale popcorn. There you go.
Just buy some over Riggenbacher.
And overpay for it. That's what you do.
Or buy the Equate brand.
Yeah. Gilgamesh says biggest problem with going to a movie is other people. People
Yeah.
don't know how to keep quiet, turn off their phones, and control their kids. Oh, don't even get me started. Because we used to work for a mental health clinic, and we were required to do outings. You know where I'm going?
No, I'm William
William
Randall.
says I mentioned Strawberry Quick, and now they have to make some. There you go. Yeah, Strawberry Quick. That's the stuff. But we used to have to go on outings, and we have a bunch of people who are wards of the state in-house psychiatric patients, including several that are severely handicapped in wheelchairs. Coming into a theater, we have to go to the matinee. because it's the safest bet. And
And it's
we've
cheaper.
got people in wheelchairs. There's a 3-4 staff, and we got 2-3 people in wheelchairs at least.
Mm-hmm.
And the theater's empty, but people are in the handicap seats
And refusing to
and would
move.
not leave, would
Wouldn't
not
move.
give up the seat, wouldn't get out of the seat. And it's like, I'm because and I've got legitimately a guy in a wheelchair. I've got a guy who's like this and he can't move one arm. And it's like, it's not like we're trying to fake it to get into the wheelchair seat. There's 60 empty seats. Can you please move? Hey, this is the seat I wanted. I paid for this seat.
All seats cost the same.
Whatever, you can't be accommodating at all.
But
That was
she didn't
was
have
just evil.
she didn't
That
have a
was
good
woman.
experience because I put that boy right by her and moved, and he leans like this and breathe, and he had real bad breath. And then I gave him some hot dogs, and it had mustard and ketchup on it. So, and I did not wipe his hands. So he's leaning like this, and she was in the chair trying to get away. We still won't get out the chair, and I left him right there and say, you know what? You want to play these games? Two can play that game. I prefer watching movies at home. My snacks are better, and my bathroom is cleaner, and it's quieter.
Here's the thing, too. Okay, the staff would not enforce the seating.
We didn't ask. We did
would
not ask.
You know who did, but
she did. I didn't know she went
but
and said anything.
Here's the thing. The rule is that if you have one of those seats, if someone disabled comes in, you're supposed to surrender it and take a different seat. But they didn't want to get involved.
Yeah, well, she didn't have a good time.
No,
she didn't have a good time at all. So it didn't matter.
We're evil, but whatever.
But no, because
it
just wasn't right. That wasn't right. The boy needed to be in that spot because that's where you park the wheelchairs. Yes. And then I always sit by him to keep him quiet and to keep him calm. But he saw somebody else. It was like, oh yeah, and then he liked to touch. I left him right there. And I said, you know what? Two can play that game. With so many places closing. How long till there's nowhere to go but Walmart,
Target, and McDonald's? You can go hang out there.
It ain't gonna be long. Only movies I watch is Batman 2 and Wolverine Deadpool.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm not caring about no. I never saw Wolverine or Deadpool. I don't know anything about those characters, but Batman 2 and the Joker, I'm going to the movies to see those two.
David says that he at home he can pause. Can pause the film.
Go to the bathroom, and then it's quieter. You can listen to it as loud as you want, as quiet as you want. Yeah, pause it if you want. But I do like the theater experience for certain movies. And it is some older movies that I would like to see in the theater if it came out. Would I go? I don't know, because the price probably would be too much. There was a comic book that Iron Man almost killed the Hulk and himself. Wow, really?
I don't remember.
Oh, I don't know.
See, you got to catch up.
I know.
See how far behind
we
you are.
ain't that far.
Art Star says now they have assigned seats. Well, that was the problem because she
had picked... Brian.
Oh. Because they, Brian, they coat it with all kinds of weird stuff. He's talking about the popcorn.
Yeah, they had assigned seating.
But those are the ones they picked.
Yeah, they picked that. And again, they're not supposed to give handicapped seats if handicapped people come. And they got there before us.
And the policy is you're supposed to surrender it if it's needed.
Yeah, and it was needed. But again, she didn't have a good time.
Oh, and Sick is here. Sick 2210.
Hey, Sick just popped in to say hello. Working on a big project. I hope you do well. Yep.
Raccoon thinks you rock.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm not that way, but it's like, okay, now you just being nasty for nasty's sake, and then what you'll do is get online and say, was I wrong? And I broke the internet. I bought this seat. And I wouldn't give it up for a handicapped person. I bought a handicapped seat and wouldn't give it up for a handicapped person. Was I wrong? I don't know if the person did that or not, but they do stuff like that. Yeah. And it's like, The boy
Hope
is
you had a good time.
legitimately is handicapped. He can't walk. I
Yes.
mean, if you hold him, he can make some
Yeah.
steps. But it wasn't like a person like you go to Walmart and you got them kids, they get in the little buggy and you know they don't need to be in a buggy. It wasn't like that. This boy was legitimately handicapped, could barely walk, couldn't talk at all. But she didn't have a good time. Sometimes watching the snack bar peeps add butter to your popcorn bag is better than the movie. I
How's
don't know
that?
about that.
don't
I don't know
understand
about
that.
that, Reston. The new popcorn bucket craze is getting some people into the.
Oh
They
yeah,
got a
that's right.
popcorn bucket
Yeah,
craze. What's
they're
that?
well they're making like designer buckets that you can keep and take home as a novelty. It's some of they're pretty stupid looking too, like that Wolverine. I've seen it. Uh, they're pretty bad.
If that man loves to touch and cuff his, no, you can't do that even if you
No,
wanted to. But I mean, like, cause I worked with him enough, I know how to make him stop. But if you turn your
yeah,
back on him, oh, he real grabby and touchy feely,
yeah, he's
and
weird.
oh, he was on her, so she didn't have a good time.
No, that's too
And
bad.
it was worth it. It really was. I went to a 3D movie one time. That was a waste. It hardly changed anything. I think I
Modern
went one
3D
time.
has improved. Like I took the kids way back to see the first Smurf movie, and they actually the new 3D glasses work fairly well.
Lawn moment. It's not fun going to see movies in the theater. That experience is ruined. Old man here, stay off my
Yeah,
lawn.
stay off my lawn. That's what that's what Eastwood said
Yeah.
in Torino.
Yeah.
Get off my lawn.
Some people are uncaring
Yes.
and they're very inconsiderate of others, and that's one of the major downfalls of our society is people that are unloving and uncaring and and inconsiderate
Inconsiderate. Yeah.
of others. David, with Burger King and Red Lobster closing so many locations, it may not be long before McDonald's is the one left standing. Oh well, not like I even eat
The
fast
one
food.
that's supposed to be the last one standing is Taco Bell
Why?
because that's the only restaurant left in Demolition Man.
I've yet
It
to
is.
have a bad experience at a movie theater. I really enjoy the crowd when I went to see Godzilla minus one. So many people from all walks of life cheering and applauding after the
Okay,
film ends.
says Easel Monkey.
Now, when we went to see Avengers Endgame,
Uh huh.
and Captain America picked up the hammer,
Yeah.
everybody jumped up and cheered. And
Yeah.
that theater was packed, like every seat was packed.
And
That was a good experience.
when they had their girl power moment when all the women were lined up and said, "We'll take it from here," everybody collectively groaned, which was hilarious. Oh, because it was unnecessary to do that in the film. It didn't add anything to it.
The Dune
Oh
popcorn
yeah.
bucket definitely got the man demographic into theaters.
Ha ha ha. Mick is being funny
Oh
because
yeah.
it looks like a sex toy.
Oh
It
yeah.
does, and so
I haven't seen these
people
buckets.
made fun of it. People made fun of it because they were like, what are you trying to sell us here?" Because it does look like some kind of weird sex toy.
I go to movies on Sunday while everyone's at church, mostly have the room to myself. We used to go when we were at the center, like I think on Wednesdays,
Yeah.
they had movies for like $2 a person. But then if you went and the movie was getting old, they would and then the people were disabled, they didn't charge
They
you
didn't
all
pay.
that
The only
much.
thing they cared about was the popcorn. They weren't paying attention to the film at all anyway.
No.
So
So we picked out something we wanted to see. All they wanted to do is eat and drink.
yeah,
That's all. As long as I got a Jack in the Box around me, I'm
I'm
set
set for
for
guilty
guilty pleasures
pleasures.
every now and then.
Yeah.
Let's see what else
So
we
you
got.
catch up here. And David says theaters were amazing when watching Aliens, Predator, Infinity War, Thor, Ragnarok, and Endgame. After
Hmm.
that, it sucked.
Yeah, Endgame was
Endgame
fun.
and Endgame, I thought personally, I didn't think it was that great, but it was a fair enough conclusion to what they were doing.
Hmm.
But since then, they have not done a good Marvel film.
No, we saw Batman 2, and I saw the Joker film in the movies.
Batman 2?
I mean Batman, sorry, the
Yeah,
Batman.
the
The
Batman.
Batman. We
Yeah,
saw the Batman in the theaters, and I
and the
saw the
Joker.
Joker.
Mhm.
You didn't see the Joker in film. I
In
mean
the
in the
theater. No,
theater.
no.
But I did. I always wondered about the scene from Endgame. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was, I don't know.
And Gilgamesh says Starbucks and Fuddruckers lasted longer. They were an idiocracy. That's right. But they
Fuddruckers
changed the
are about
names. They
are
changed the
about
names.
done now though.
They were an idiocracy though, is
I
what
know,
he's
but I
saying.
mean, Fuddruckers
Yeah.
is about gone. You barely find them anymore.
Yeah.
Theaters need an
To implement family night
family
again.
night. Did
And
they have a family night? And what was
I don't
that?
remember. And Munin says, my father loves the movie Demolition Man. Taco Bell being the only place left to eat sounds like a nightmare. Who wants to have to run to the bathroom all the time? And Pete's
Hey,
there.
Pete.
He says he's headed to Italy next week and hitting up a couple
Wow.
of vintage toy stores in Rome. Any
Ooh.
suggestions for hard to find European toys? Yes, if you are in Italy,
Mm-hmm.
okay, really tough pieces to look for that you might can find. The Shogun Warriors,
Ooh.
they have Italian versions that
Mm.
were that you could that the mini jumbo machinders. They're not 2 feet. They're like 12 and 14 inches.
Okay.
And oh, what else? There's another one that if I on the tip of my tongue there is the Big Jim stuff.
Mm.
European Big Jim is harder to find than the American stuff. I think I have one. I have like one.
The Big Jim
Big Jim. Yeah.
from Italy?
Yep.
Oh wow.
It looks like this. This kind of stuff can be real tough.
Mm.
And if you notice on the back, like if I flip this around, it's bilingual packaging.
Mm.
Yeah, that's why it says Mission Pack Missioni Speciali, because it's for the Italian market. So yeah, Italian Big Jim is desirable over in the United States. It's tough to get only because people don't trust the Italian post. They're afraid to have it shipped here.
Endgame was good. I thought Spider-Man No Way Home and Multiverse of Madness were good too, says Robert. This fitness influencer is making a comeback on YouTube and was cheered for getting back on steroids by fans. What are you talking about? Who
I
are
don't
you
know.
talking about?
And also Harvard. Let me one more here. I'll show you. This one might be tougher. And that's
Hello from occupied territories in Canada, nostalgic from the 70s.
nostalgic for the 70s. So
Yeah.
am I. You see the Italian. This is Migo actually, but Harbert made these for Migo in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
They were made in the exact same boxes in the UK by Palitoy, but it's identical. And they did make all of this. They made the TARDIS, the Dalek, the Cybermen, all of that.
Mm.
But Harbert, and I'll show you that you can see it right there. Harbert made these for the Italian market, and those are real nice pickups too if you can find them.
As long as the money flows, they won't stop until all the heroes are in wheelchairs, my friend. Wheelchairs are dead. Saturday and Sundays in the 70s and 80s had family nights. In the West Coast, lots of Disney movies were shown.
Yeah. Well,
okay. In the theaters.
I'm from the East Coast, and also, if I went to the theater, I went on my own.
Mm.
I had to find my own money and go by myself.
Thanks for the suggestion. I have too many Shogun Warriors named Goldrake
from Italy.
Italy, made by Fabian
Plastica.
Plastics.
Fabian Plastica.
Do you know if they ever made figures for Chili Willy or Woody Woodpecker?
Chili
Funko
Willy,
did.
yeah, Chili Willy. I don't think so. Dakin might have done. Let me see. Dakin might have done Woody Woodpecker.
Mm-hmm.
Dakin might have done Woody Woodpecker.
Yeah, that scarf is ridiculous. Didn't you get the Mezco fourth doctor or somebody?
No, that was Big Chief Studios, and they went bankrupt.
Oh, so you never got it.
No,
that
I never
doctor's
got
pretty
that.
cool, says
And
Mario.
he's a little bigger. I think he's like a 9-inch. He's a lot. If I remember correctly, he's a little bit bigger. But yeah, that is 70s, and it is, or no, 1980, and it is Mego, Mego licensing.
Easel says that he hoped Mego makes more Planet of the Apes figures. Had no idea you had Doctor Who. Yeah, David is a big fan of the third and fourth Doctor. You did get the third Doctor from Big Chief.
Yeah.
But not the fourth Doctor because
No.
they went out of the business. I miss Maltese double creature features.
Matinee.
Where did I get all those words?
I don't know what you're doing. That's matinee double creature double feature. They used to play that on UHF stations after see, there's a Dak and Woody Woodpecker.
It looks like his mouth lights up the way the sun is shining.
Yeah. But just for reference there.
Nostalgia is currently working on a custom 12-inch Mr. T. He had a 13-inch Galoo version as a kid.
Oh, okay.
So now he's going to do a custom. That should be fun to see when it's done. With all the gold chains and everything and the hair.
Oh, yeah.
Planet of the Apes.
Planet
and
of the Apes.
What's WGSH?
Marvel.
I don't know what.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure what.
Waltons.
Okay, the Waltons.
No, it's not.
I know.
No, nobody wants the Meagle to make the Waltons again. And Mario says he's loved to get his hands on a Shogun Warrior. He's got Godzilla. He got Godzilla for $5 at a garage sale on his lunch break on the way back to work at Tower Records in 1994. Yeah, you see one of the Shogun Godzillas sitting right here, and there's some. Those are the jumbo machinders, and then a mini jumbo right here. The one he's like 12 inches tall.
Mm-hmm.
Gilgamesh says, "Thanks for showing. They found pretty much all the plushies looking for either." Well, Dakin also made vinyl action figures. Yeah. I've shown those before.
The ones in the bag,
yeah.
right? Yeah, that's those bag figures.
But yeah, there's not too much merchandise. Oh, World's Great, of course. World's Greatest Superheroes. I know what he's talking about now. The DC and Marvel heroes, which they have done DC already, but now they supposedly have the license for Marvel, and they're supposed to start doing those as well.
Mego announced that they were going to make Marvel's World's Greatest Superheroes, but they've been quiet
ever since, says display name. Yeah, I heard the same rumors, but we'll see what happens.
Love those Shogun Warriors.
Yeah, I'm a fan of those. That's just cool. I mean, they don't do much because the articulation's very limited, but they're still pretty decent figures. No, we're not going to San Diego Comic-Con.
We don't go to the big boys like that because it costs too much.
Plus, it's not really
in San Diego.
Yeah, and there's not really anything there that would interest us.
But they have the toy section.
Barely.
I mean, you don't know.
Yeah, you do. Look, all you have to do is look at any of their formats.
Well, they mainly focus on the new reveals from all of but don't they have the comic room and the toy room?
Yeah, but it faded away. Remember, I've talked about Bud Plant before. That's
I didn't
what
know
started it all. But
faded all the way away.
They crushed those guys out of it. There's almost nobody left. Oh yeah, William says you see Super 7 making Shogun Mecha Godzilla. Yeah, and he's about the same size, maybe about an inch or two taller than the original Godzilla, because it's supposed to match with it. But yeah, I saw that.
They did 50th anniversary World Greatest.
Aaron, they did.
Hey, Aaron, how are you? Aaron Stevens there.
Yeah, they did.
It's gotten way too
Yeah, New York
commercialized.
Comic Con, all of those.
Yeah.
The comics element has been the
It's a
what founded it,
franchise.
what founded them have been forced has been almost forced completely out. Nostalgic says, now that you have all that, are you slowing down in your collecting?
I am.
Well, we've gotten almost completely away from the new stuff, and then
It's,
again, it's target of opportunity. You know, I'm not actively hunting things because I can't afford it, but if I come across something that goes with what I have and it's a decent price, I'll take a shot at it.
the toy section is small, to be sure, but you can find some gems. We also have Frank and Son here in Los Angeles.
Okay.
I saw it was a couple of years ago. They showed a video of the San Diego Comic Con, and it was this guy. The vendor had those original Masters of the Universe, the big one, the two big ones. I can't remember the names. I have the re-releases of them, but he had both of the big ones. I can't think of the name. And one guy bought both of them, and I think they were like $4,000 a piece. And I'm like, man, who goes there with that much money? Did he know it was going to be there? Or he just like, nah, just in case, I'm going to be ready. But I guess you could find some gems. But
Yeah.
I think the prices would have to be so jacked up because the slots
The
are
vendor
so
spaces
much.
are insanely
Yeah.
expensive there.
Actually, the Super 7 version is the same height as the Vintage
I
Zilla.
thought it was a little taller.
It's 20 inches. Oh, okay. But the Super 7, you thought the Super 7 one was
Yeah, I
bigger?
thought the Super 7 was a little bit taller.
Mm.
And Mick says they want to complete their 79 deluxe Star Wars figures, and they can find them in antique shops, but they don't often have the weapons and accessories. Of course, yeah, that's the
Yeah.
problem.
You would either have to go on eBay and find the originals, or if you don't mind getting reprints, 3D printed stuff. And that's the way a lot of people are going now. They're getting 3D printed accessories.
Yeah, I don't care for that.
Yep. We
Yeah,
got plenty.
we'll make it work.
Yeah. We make it work by putting it in totes and then rotating things out. And that's how we do. Something will stay up for a while, a couple of months, and then we'll take that down and put something else up in its place. But
Yeah.
we don't get rid of anything. We just rotate it out.
Rarely will we get rid of anything.
My
We prefer not to.
my Mattel something Shogun Godzilla is comparable to the reissue. Okay, is that not taller, just overpriced?
Yeah. Super 7, anything from Super 7 right now.
It's overpriced. Yeah, they got a big I don't know what's going on. But it's everybody though. All of the toy companies, because you see NECA, Playmates, Mattel, Hasbro, all of them, their prices have gone up. And I'm not gonna say it again, but the prices go up, but the quality goes down. And it's just sad because the people that they're targeting seem like they would be a little better to them because we're older people, we've been around for a while. We're going to complain when you're a kid. Yeah, kids did complain, and then they had to depend on their parents to complain for them. um but now you got the adults and they don't care. I heard people had issues with the Android 20. I don't know what Android 20 is or what that means.
I think he's talking about a Bandai figure from he might be talking to Kane Union.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he might be talking to Kane Union there because the Android 20s from Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, okay.
So there you go.
Okay.
But yeah, and I don't know. I don't have any Bandai figures.
I have a couple, the wrestling figures.
Oh yeah, that's right. When they were issuing the wrestling figures
Hmm.
way back.
Yep, adult prices for adult
There you
buyers.
go. And Stone Sour wants to know what's the next Joe Fest
Yeah, Joe Fest is coming up
is the
at the
next
end of the month.
convention.
I think what, the 27th, I think, and that's in Augusta, Georgia.
Yeah,
So
3 day show, but we'll probably only be there for one day.
yeah, we'll be there on Sunday. We usually have a good time, and we usually find a lot of nice things.
Hmm.
So we'll see.
And first and last wants to know what's the topic. I know we've already run over a bunch of stuff, and we're getting close to wrapping up. Actually, unfortunately,
Yeah, we bought at the three
two and a
hour.
half, 2.5
Oh,
hours,
2.5.
2:30 and 34 seconds.
Oh, okay. I thought we were close to 3 hours. I can't see the time.
Oh no,
Yeah, I thought that was getting close to 3 hours.
no,
Okay. Oh, yeah, we talked about a lot of things. We talked about records, we talked about movies, and we talked about everything today. You know how
GameCube
GameCube.
and
We
Chewbacca.
we showed some pickups. We showed a lot of stuff. What's for dinner?
Cookies.
No.
She baked cookies today, and
Yeah,
I'm gonna eat cookies.
I baked some cookies this morning to take to my mom because I bake her cookies and I take them to her every day.
Yeah,
So I baked some this morning because I was out. So I baked a batch and I took her some, and they actually came out pretty good because I was messing them up because I was cutting back on the sugar because I didn't want her having so much sugar.
but that kills the texture of the
That,
cookie. Yeah,
yeah. And I'm like, why isn't this coming out right? It's just all messed up. But she wasn't complaining. And
yeah,
then I read, and it was like, the sugar the sugar has to be, you have to use so much brown sugar, so much white sugar to get the texture right, the consistency right. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, let me just make it the way it's
yeah.
supposed to
We
and
talked
quit
about
cutting back.
vintage Sesame Street
Yeah.
and all that kind of good stuff.
The topic is life was better in the 70s.
And the 80s,
And then the
and the
80s, and
80s.
peace of the 90s.
Yeah, peace.
Enjoy the rest of the week.
The
All
first
right,
half.
K-Mun, and thanks for dropping by and staying with us.
Yeah.
Okay, have a good night. Okay, David, thank you. What everybody's cutting off. We weren't
No,
cutting off yet.
because they thought we were leaving.
Oh, no, I was just wondering what time it was. I think we got a couple of more minutes.
A couple
We'll
more
see.
minutes.
But if everybody start jumping off, then we'll jump off too.
Pete says, outside of you and Brick Mantooth, what other YouTube channels focus more on 70s toys that you enjoy watching? They're harder to find these days. I don't know.
We haven't seen a lot of toy
Yeah, and
channels.
I know who he's talking about. That's Plaid Stallions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We used to watch quite a bit of toy channels, but we haven't been watching them lately. Because we haven't been watching them.
New 80s Revolution.
We haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah,
though.
he's still out there.
Yeah, we haven't seen him in a while, but we watched him a lot. We watched Uncle Tim review a lot.
No, we don't watch that anymore.
No, that's what I'm saying. We were
Yeah.
watching him a lot.
Yeah, he never had a review.
No, he did a lot of rants, but the rants were funny though.
So, yeah, but
yeah, the rants were really funny. So we were watching that for a while, and we watched Michael Mercy for a while. It was a guy in Australia we were watching for a while. Analog
Toys.
Mm-hmm. We were watching him for a while, but it was just a lot, and you got to kind of dig and find it. And then YouTube did a purge of all of the channels. So, like during COVID, right after that, they kind of wiped the majority of your subscribers off of your channel. And then after a while, I realized, like, why am I not seeing videos? Because it would just automatically pop up, and then they weren't popping up. And then I looked, I'm like, what happened to all of these channels?
Their algorithm plays a lot of games.
Yeah, and then a lot of them I just never went back and resubscribed to. Another one, My Migo Light, he shows a lot of 70s stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of Migo or Migo Light toys.
Migo like. Almost Migo.
Yeah.
Sort of.
And MIB Master
Master
Toy
Toy Museum.
Museum shows a lot of stuff. He's a good channel. So it's some channels out there. You got to kind of dig for them. I got a Matchbox case from 2001, just like the Hot Wheels case from the 80s, vinyl with the tray inside.
That
Uncle
was pretty
Tim,
standard back in the day.
yeah, Uncle Tim is funny as can be. Fam, he always say that,
Yeah.
fam, Star Wars or Star
First,
Trek.
last, both. It depends.
I've never seen any, so I
I
don't
like
care.
Star Wars. I like the original Star Trek. It depends on what you're looking for, but Star Trek is more of a television genre thing, and
Hmm.
Star Wars was film.
Yeah.
So, classic Star Wars as a film I like better. Although the Star Trek movies, the original Star Trek movies with the original crew weren't bad. It wasn't the same type of story.
Hmm.
The new films, I haven't seen the Next Generation films, and the new shows, I could care less. I don't even want to see them of Star Trek, and I haven't seen any of the new Star Wars shows at all. So, but yeah,
Oh,
it depends. It depends really.
yes, we will go out and eat after Joe Fest because it's so far. It's like about 2 hours away. So,
Hard to find a restaurant that doesn't suck now, though.
yeah, that is true.
It's
Now,
gotten
we
bad.
did find this one kind of diner the last time we went to Joe Fest. You remember it was that diner? Um, it was a diner. And it actually wasn't bad. They
Waffle
were
House.
Waffle House is always good.
It's
Cause we
simple.
we
It's
yeah,
just simple.
simple. You know what you're gonna get. They usually don't mess up. And they're real different. Robert, I don't think they're in the same wheelhouse where you would say either or. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
they're different enough.
Oh, watch MIB or Justice Curry. Yeah, we still see them.
Oh, do you still watch? Yeah, we
Yeah, we
watch
still
both.
see them.
Hmm. I like the Next Generation films. They get more flack than the original, but they're still good.
Uh-huh. No, I did see the first generation film. I did see the first Next Generation movie. I didn't care for it because it didn't feel like a movie. That was the thing. It felt like you were still watching the show.
Hmm.
And but when you watched the original Star Trek movies, it felt like a movie.
Hmm.
That was the difference. And they even called it Star Trek the Motion Picture. That was the title. And when you watched it, it was like, yeah, this is a movie. Oh, Edwin's there. They
Oh, new blade backwards. It tore out.
oh
Ugh.
no.
Mm. Now you got to go get yourself some weed and seed and some sod.
Shame on you. But yeah, that's the thing. I did see the first. So I wasn't correct on that. I just wasn't thinking right. But I did see the first Next Generation movie, and it just felt like again like I was watching a two-parter of the Next Generation show. I didn't care for it. But when you watched Wrath of Khan, man, that was a movie. It looked nothing like the original show. It didn't feel like it, looked like it, nothing.
I am moving away from fantasy and sci-fi customs and more to 70s characters like Starsky and Hutch, Kojak.
Reddit,
One thing,
Mr. T.
yeah, one thing that I am doing is I'm moving back, going back to older figures from cartoon shows or TV shows that I've watched. So
Mhm.
I saw Wildcats, the cartoon.
Yes.
So I really liked it. So now I'm buying the Wildcats figures in the same with Exo Squad. I saw Exo Squad and it was a good cartoon. So then I wanted the action figures. I would love to get Jason of Wheel Warriors. They're expensive.
Those are expensive.
I honestly haven't been looking them up lately to see exactly where they are and if I can get a deal. But that's one of the kind of newer things, not newer, but one of the things I've been doing because I looked through my stuff when I was moving some stuff around, and I do have a lot of new stuff, mainly from Super 7, because I was buying a lot of Super 7 stuff. And I'm like, man, I really don't care to have all of this modern stuff. I'd rather have some of the older stuff from TV shows or cartoons that I really enjoy watching. And then now we're watching the monkeys.
Oh yeah,
Simeon,
Captain Simeon.
Captain Simeon, and the Space Monkeys.
That
That's
had
a
an
pretty
action figure
good,
series too, and
yeah,
they're not expensive.
yeah. That's actually pretty cheap, and the cartoon is not bad. It's doofy, but it's not bad.
The cartoon is like it was written with adults in mind because it Easter eggs sci-fi shows and films throughout.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
you're watching, you're like, I saw that on Star Trek. I saw that on Twilight Zone. I saw that, and because
yeah,
they make references all
yeah.
over the place of vintage TV and movie.
And the voice acting is good.
Mm-hmm.
The art or the animation is good.
Mm-hmm.
In regards to the new Star Wars shows, you're not missing.
That's I'm not surprised. And David says it's got to be some good country barbecue joints in Georgia. I don't know.
David
I don't
don't
eat
eat
like that.
meat.
I don't eat like that.
He doesn't eat meat at all. But there is Jim and Nick's,
Uh-huh.
really good, but they're expensive. So I went with my boss. we went we went one day. Um cuz he came in town, so every time he comes in
Excuse me.
town we go to lunch. And I saw that place. I was like, "Well, let's go check it out." So we went and checked it out, and man, it was good. Waffle House is my favorite restaurant. What do you
And he
order?
made a kitty
Yay!
cat donation.
No, that's a Waffle House donation.
All donations go to taking care of our poor stray animals.
Whatever.
We get a waffle, of course.
David gets the big meal.
Yeah, only I substitute out the sausage for like extra hash browns or something.
Yeah. And then I get a grilled cheese sandwich and a bowl of grits.
Mm-hmm.
Great stream.
Reston's got to go.
Okay. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hello.
And
How are you doing today?
David Whitehead is here. Arcade and Toy Channel, he says.
Okay, so he has a channel.
We're doing all right.
So we got to check him out and see what he's talking about. Maybe he'll talk about arcades and toys on his channel. I never bought from Super 7 again when they cheated buyers with their second set of G.I. Joe figures that came with unpainted skin and no longer looked animation accurate.
Really?
Oh, they did that.
Really?
Wow, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Wow.
That's kind of surprising.
They seem to brush it under the carpet.
Yeah, I mean, they've been cutting corners and they've admitted to it.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
And unfortunately, that means you're going to get less.
Yeah.
And again, I mean, if prices went up somehow for some reason, I'd rather see them charge me an extra buck and give me the damn cardboard box back, because you can't give something to people. That's what messed Hasbro up when they did away with, we're going to save the planet and do away with plastic. And everybody was like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
You've been making these figures with a plastic window or cellophane window for a decade. I want my cellophane window. And people weren't buying the figures. They got pissed off. Plus, they were paranoid that things would get stolen out of the packaging.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, things get stolen with the window.
And it took them a whole year to get the message and decide to go back and start fixing that on all their figures. And they did it across the board with Star Wars, with Legends, with the G.I. Joe figures. People didn't like it. That's not what they wanted.
No. David has some new videos on his channel. So we'll go by theirs, and please, y'all go check him out too. We can't vouch for him yet because we haven't seen anything, but let's give him a look-see. Give him some support.
Sure. And Nostalgic says, basically, Super 7 showed how the figures looked for pre-order and delivered something else.
Basically.
Oops.
Now, they did do recently the Richard Scarry. I got that. And the Sesame Street, the reaction figures. The Sesame Street Wave 1 and 2. Because they just slapped that nostalgia button. And it was just, but I was big into the Ultimates, like the Ninja Turtles, the Thundercats. When they were doing Masters of the Universe, I got like everyone. But I'm done with the Ultimates now, unless they come out with something else that's just like, oh God, I gotta have that one. But outside of that, I think I'm about done with them. Especially now since they took away the outer box and the sleeve, now they're just giving you like just that box
Yeah.
and with no protection. So I don't know. Super 7 did the same thing with Silverhawks. First, there was no way they could
Vac
vac
metal.
metal anything. It just wasn't possible. Then 3 lines later they made back metal and just excused it away.
Well,
I didn't know they made 3 waves of that.
well, the thing
Silverhawks.
is that they had subcontracted to Ramen Toys, and
Mm-hmm.
Ramen did the that you're talking about the chroming. So they did vac chrome their figures, and so Super Seven got called on it basically.
Mm.
But it's still with the chrome, it's not cartoon accurate
Oh.
because that's something that it's more akin to Kenner's figures with the Thack plastic chrome, but on the show it didn't look that way.
Wayne wants to know why his chat's not working.
It's
I don't
not.
know
I don't
why it's
know.
not working.
I have no idea.
But Mario says it looks like we have a better chances of finding vintage figures in a box in our area. In Los Angeles, he finds
Loose
loose stuff,
swap
some
meets and flea
gems,
markets.
but loose.
Well, we get around to a lot of shows too.
Yeah.
So we have had a lot of good fortune in that regard. Robert says he
Oh,
might put those 3-0 Cobra Commanders in Destro. They look good. Oh
yeah,
yeah,
they do look
the
really
six
good.
scales. They look
Yeah,
interesting.
they do look really
They do.
nice.
They
I
do look
like those.
interesting.
If I was into GI Joe, I probably would think about that. To blatantly admit to cutting corners, I will give Super 7 a point for honesty.
Yeah, well, they deserve a point for something, I guess. And Mario wants to know if we checked out Plastic Meatball cereal toys. Oh, Plastic Meatball. What?
That does not sound familiar.
Yeah, we've shown stuff from Plastic Meatball before, but I haven't. I don't know if I've seen their cereal toys.
I don't know.
And Robert says they like the blue fonts more than the orange. Oh, the old font.
Yeah, I changed the background. This is change things up, get
Uh-huh.
it a little more interesting. But Robert likes the blue, so we'll go back to blue. Hasbro is coming out with a classic looking Cobra Commander in classified line that has the back metal
Uh-huh.
helmet. He looks worth getting. They still won't do a hooded though. Maybe I think that hood got
Yeah,
some
they're
kind of
making some kind of
symbolism.
silly connotation to the hood.
Yeah,
That's that
it's kind of
that it
racist or
doesn't.
something.
Yeah, it doesn't fit because that wasn't the intention of the hood. That
Oh,
wasn't the intention of the hood. So it's that's just somebody being paranoid on their board of executives.
I've been trying to ask the same question 4 times. It's not showing. Oh, ask it again
I
because it's
wonder if
showing up
there's
now.
or maybe there's a word in there that the algorithm doesn't like.
Oh, maybe I
Because
didn't know they do that.
yeah, yeah, YouTube polices their AI polices the hell out of the chats.
Oh, I didn't know
I've
that.
I've heard a lot of people complain about that.
Yeah, just put dot dot dot.
Yeah.
Remember, don't support companies that take shortcuts and don't deliver on promises.
So then you won't ever buy anything. That'll cut you completely off.
Yeah, and then the thing that got me with Super 7 is like the figures that I got, I ordered them like a year and a half to 2 years ago. They didn't have that stipulation then. Now that they're rolling out. Now you're getting them with the no boxes and no sleeves. So yeah, I'm done with buying from them. It is some other stuff that I would like the Toxic Crusader, because I really do want a set of Toxic Crusaders, and the original ones are expensive. But some David showed some other company with Toxic Crusaders, and it's on a card, and I forgot the name of it because I wanted to look them up and see if that was something worth
Who
getting.
was that?
But yeah,
Trick or Treat Studios or somebody?
that sounds right. But yeah, I think I'm kind of done
Mm-hmm.
It's Super 7. I haven't seen a Joe classified figure in a long time now that I think of it. Do stores still carry them or just Ollie's?
Yeah, they got them in Walmart. I
Yeah.
mean, so
You see like onesie
yeah,
twosies at Walmart. People use Baron
Zemo
Zemo from Legends
for
hooded
the Cobra
head.
Commander
Oh, okay.
custom. They swap them out. Yeah. And William says, "Have you seen Star Trek? I guess he means Continuum on
Oh,
YouTube. I haven't. I haven't seen it.
no, I've never even heard
Or
of that.
Continues. I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Nostalgic said that's right. That's why I focus on custom and vintage."
Mm.
And Trevor says Super 7 figures don't retain value.
No,
That's
they don't.
not that I buy for investment, but it's annoying if you try to sell on eBay. Yeah. Plus, of
Yeah.
course, you get your fees, you get your shipping,
Trick
or
or Treat
whatever.
Studio sells it.
Okay, I was right then.
Mm-hmm.
And there you go. William said, finally it worked. Yeah, because the AI knows what's best for you.
Yes.
AI
They
knows
know what's
for
best
you.
for everyone.
Apparently, you're not adult enough to make decisions for yourself.
No, you can't
so
think for yourself.
They
God
gotta
forbid.
hold your hand and keep everyone safe from your bad words. Is it Mego made a carded in box? Oh yeah, they did.
Did
Carded in
they
box Tox Crusader 8-inch
really recently?
like a year ago.
Oh, really? I
Yep,
didn't know that.
you forgot.
I wouldn't want a
I
Mego
had
one
shown it.
though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the standard Mego, and he's just like wearing an outfit that looks like his body.
Yeah, but then it'll look all cheesy because it's Mego.
That's the charm of the Migos.
I guess. That's right. Once I canceled the Ultimate G.I. Joe, I had to practically give away Wave 1 on eBay.
Yeah, that's what's happened with a lot of the Super 7 stuff. Some stuff does okay aftermarket, but most of it seems to tank.
Oh, I had a whole set. The Jaws figures, that was reactions, not the
Yeah,
yeah. So he sold a Jaws set.
Mario says.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, and then NECA also has the Jaws, but those are peg warmers at Walmart. They're just sitting there.
Yeah, yeah. Everything
When
is
people
a
aren't
peg
stealing
warmer.
the accessories out of them, because we've seen the packages just open and laying there. Because
Parts of it are missing.
and it's somebody my age that did it, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing that makes it hilarious. It's like some guy in his 40s or 50s or whatever is going around and looking up and down the aisle and popping it open and stealing like an accessory out. What are you doing?
That's ridiculous.
It really is.
Like...
It really is. It's like, haven't you grown up? No, I guess not. He's old enough to still be collecting action figures. I guess he's old enough to still be shoplifting.
I guess.
Like he's 12 years old.
I guess.
It's kind of ridiculous. Or, my story about the Mego Fonzies.
Oh, yeah, with the missing combs.
Yeah, because it was in a Target store. I've told this before.
Yeah.
And there was like 6 or 7 of them on the peg. And I was like, oh, Mego Fonzie. Maybe I'll get a Mego Fonzie. His comb was missing. The package had been peeled open on the edge and the comb was taken out.
It's like, what are you going to do with the comb?
And then I looked through. All of them looked like that. Someone stole the comb out of all of them. What are you going to do with the comb? What the hell is your problem? That you're stealing Fonzie's comb out of Mego packages. And again, like I said, that's going to be somebody who's 40, 50 years old doing that.
But what other action figure needs a comb?
I don't know. He doesn't have real hair anyway. It's molded plastic hair. And then his hand could barely hold it.
Yeah, but I mean, I can see why they put it in there because he always had
the
comb.
comb in his back pocket.
But I mean, to take the comb, what are you going to use it on? How many action figures out there have rooted hair that needs a comb?
I don't know. Robert says Star Trek Continues as a fan made and follows 5-year mission. They had some good episodes, even though it's not the original actors. I never heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never heard of it. And
sometimes those fan favorites does better than the original, because it's like, okay, for the fans, this is what we want to see, and you're like, okay, yeah, this is good. Maybe he had mostly bald and just
who's bald?
A few hairs left on his head. I don't know.
Kojak? Yulebrenner? Who's mostly bald? Lex Luthor?
Why would someone steal a comb
I don't
and then
know.
it goes with
That's
nothing
my
else? That's
point.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What other action figure
Why
out
would
there
you
has
bother?
rooted hair that you need a comb?
But you see this too, and this is the big problem with the returns is that you'd see figures in packaging that don't belong in there because somebody bought it, took the figure out, put something else in there, and returned it through the online service, and it ended up on the pegs in the store, and the employees don't
Oh,
know any difference. So you got some shitty Lord of the Rings figure inside of a Marvel Legends box, and and it's like, it was an adult who did this. It was somebody 30, 40, 50 years old.
that's ridiculous. The
Oh, the
guy who
guy who
sold,
sold the font.
yeah, he
Maybe,
had a little bit of
oh,
hair.
maybe he wanted it for his mustache. And
Yeah.
he go like this, comb his
But you only
eyebrows.
need one. You don't
You know,
need all.
to be efficient, you need both hands. See, I get it. This I can comb my eyebrows and my eyelashes on my way out to work in the morning, and they'll wear out after a while. So you steal all the ones you can get. That's
Gilgamesh said maybe somebody had a lot of Barbies at home with nappy hair.
that
Maybe.
comb wouldn't have helped. And Barbie has her own combs and brushes. You can go that. Vinny Barbarino, yes, he did, Aaron. And he couldn't hold it. Hold on a second. You
Yeah,
see
because he
Vinny
has
Barbarino's right there.
the Vinny doll.
It's an action figure.
It's a doll.
Action figure. Because here's Vinny, and there's his comb up in the corner. Right
Itty
there.
bitty comb. You can't do nothing with that.
You can't do anything with it because you can't hold it. Because this is a Sunshine Family body. Sunshine Family Mattel doll bodies, and they have these big meaty karate chop hands. You see that? He does. Look at that hand. It's this big. It's even too
It's all
big.
fat.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's these big meaty sausage finger karate chop hand. He can't hold the comb. None of those figures can hold any of the accessories. But Mattel was cheap, and so they used Sunshine Family bodies with a bunch of figures. They used it with the Mork and Mindy. They used it with Space 1999. They used it with Welcome Back, Kotter. And they come with accessories they cannot hold or use. The Space 1999 figures can't hold their communicators or their laser guns.
But at least Barbie had rooted hair. You could actually comb her hair. That's molded hair.
Yeah, it's molded hair.
That's
I don't recall Barbarino using a comb on the show either.
That's the saddest part. A grown adult stealing toys and accessories. Yeah. It's like the evolutionary clock is ticking backwards.
Yeah, it is. Oh, and this is the other. This is not Barbarino though, but that is John Travolta by.
Does he have a comb?
No, from Chemtoy. And I love how they kind of just. This is still the same picture. They just reverse the image. See. And then they reversed. They put it on the back also. It says best wishes, John Travolta.
No. C. Reed here says, when I worked at Walmart, I remember somebody returned a gas-powered generator when got the money back, and then when a cashier opened it up, there was a cinder block in it. Why didn't they open it up before?
Because the Walmart employees don't care about anything.
Oh no.
Nostalgic says Sunshine bodies were awful and a letdown. Well, they were fine for the Sunshine family with it, what they were originally intended for, but when they used them for everybody else, it was an okie doke.
Oh my god.
Well,
how
it's
you
not
do
as
that?
bad as those 3 bodybuilders who murdered that person with the chainsaw. And
then
returned
the chainsaw with blood all on it.
Blood and bits of hair and stuff in it.
And flesh.
That's how they got caught.
Yeah, they returned it back to Home Depot. And then the cashier's like, hey, wait a minute. This got blood and everything on it. Oh, yeah. They made a movie out of that.
Yeah, with Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, that was a true story. I had actually saw that on one of those real crime drama shows I enjoy watching.
See, Sunshine Family body. Look at that big fat hand. And he can't hold those accessories. That's a Koenig from Space 1999. Can't do it.
When I worked at Old Navy, I saw someone shoving a shirt into her bag. I asked if she wanted me to hold that bag open for her. She got mad at me, saying I was accusing her of trying to steal it.
She was trying to steal it, scumbag. And they always deny it. He says, WCW fan says, I love the Travolta figure. I still need to buy that. The 12-inch one
Mhm.
from Chem Toy. You look up Chem Toy John Travolta, and mint in the box. It shouldn't be expensive. It's from like 1977, but I think it's 76 or 77. You could find one for $50 or less on eBay's.
Do you have any Sunshine
No, I
family?
don't have any Sunshine Family. I just have other stuff Migo made with Sunshine Family bodies.
Well, that's what you're doing. What you...
She threw it down, so good for you. And then the Mork. The Mork's also Sunshine Family. See, there we go. See the talking Mork. That's the Sunshine. It's hard to tell because he's upside down. He came packaged that way. You see, he's got the same Sunshine Family body.
Those Mattel figure packages are in amazing condition.
I try.
Oh, he gonna make it talk.
Yeah.
What does that say?
That's how he laughed on the show.
If you ever watch Star Trek Continues, watch Fairest of Them All. It shows you what happened after the mirror universe counterparts went back to their universe. Okay. He's talking about that. We're watching Skeleton Warriors right now too. That's another cartoon that we're watching. Skeleton Warriors is actually
It's
not bad.
It's not bad at all.
It's kind of sad because if you know how you become a skeleton warrior, all your evilness comes out. That's how you become
it reflects you.
Yeah, it reflects
The power.
your insides. And then the one brother, he was getting tricked. So he only halfway changed. So he just all disfigured and everything.
Yeah.
And he's so sad because nobody trusts him because he can be controlled by the main guy. It's a pretty good show. Yeah, that Mark is awesome.
Thank you.
Cool Mark. I have a loose 3 3/4 without the egg.
That's this one.
Good episode for a fan film. Okay.
Because that's the carded one. He's 3 3/4 inches, same as like a classic Kenner Star Wars, and he comes. That's actually his ship.
Seaweed here says their Mork was destroyed in a fire.
And they have the Jeep. They made Pam's Jeep also.
You don't have the Jeep.
I don't have it because it's extremely expensive because it's basically a retooling of one of Big Jim's Jeeps. So people used to strip them down for parts.
Skeleton Warrior cartoon is good.
Yeah, I think it's only like 13 or 16 episodes.
Yeah, we're watching that and Transformers and the original Transformers, and it's not bad. It does have continuity issues, like David says, but it's not horrible.
Yeah, the show is there's problems with it. It's rushed. The animation is choppy at best. It's inconsistent. Colors change. The people are there that aren't supposed to be. Like they say, "Where's Bumblebee?" and Bumblebee's standing in the shot. Things cut away. Things disappear. Somebody's arm.
Like somebody will be talking in somebody else's voice.
Yeah, the voices are wrong. Somebody walks through a beam. The beams in the wrong place. They rushed it so bad, and you can feel it. And the incidental music is terrible.
I need a 1/6 scale Mork from Orc to go with my 1/6 scale Fonzie by Caustic Plastic. Love Skeleton Warriors. I had a crush on Grimskull.
Oh no. And DC says he got a lot of Skeleton Warriors, nice figures. They need Dr. Cybron on the card, but it's always over my budget. Really?
Really, David got all of them except for the cycle. He needs the cycle now. But he got them at the last toy swap. Somebody had a box of them, and he got them. He had got a bunch from Justice Curry too, but he got the remainder from the last, not the last, but the toy swap before. So now all he needs is that cycle.
Yeah, that cycle. I should be about done.
Watching Extreme Dinosaurs.
Extreme Dinosaurs. But with that, I guess we'll go ahead and
animated movie is a classic.
From what?
I think they're talking about the Transformers.
Oh yeah, the film was better than the show, but everybody was mad because Optimus died.
Yeah, I just bought me some bags and boards. It's a company on eBay. They're selling 1,000 bags, but I didn't see 1,000 boards for $41, I think. But because I didn't see the boards, I got 300 bags and boards. But yeah, I have I had to buy. I ended up buying the Silver Age. I wanted to get the modern one because I have some Copper Age books and some Copper Age books, but I didn't want to put them in a Silver Age bag and board because then it's a little bit too big, but it doesn't matter because that was actually a pretty good price. So,
But anyway,
all right, Gilgamesh.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and sign off.
Okay.
Because it's past our bedtime, dinner time,
whatever. And all that getting ready time.
Yeah, we got stuff to do, places to go, people to see. Checks to cash and next to break.
I wish we did have some checks to cash. That'd be nice. Give me some checks to cash.
Thank you everybody who joined us here this evening. We hope you had a good time.